His love and truth we stand tall. By His joy and peace we have it all. Just longing for the world to know all about the one who'll show the way we have to go. Just a nobody trying to shine a light for everybody. Speaking of the one, somebody who is the Christ Almighty. Just a nobody trying to shine a light for everybody. Speaking of the one, somebody who is the Christ Almighty. Speaking of the one who makes me whole, the Almighty God who saved my soul. Speaking of the one who lights my way, the Almighty King, He saves the day. We turn from the darkness and pain it brings, and put on the armor of the King of Kings. Just a nobody trying to shine a light for everybody. Speaking of the one, somebody who is the Christ Almighty. So free from being a slave to sin, because He paid the ultimate cost. By His death, burial, and third day He rose again. Because of His infinite love, He redeems the lost. By placing true faith in Him, we will always win. We long for the world to...
Not bad, guys. All right, here we go. We are live. We back. Gotta update this real quick. Give me a second. All right. Okay, let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Save. Oh, wait, what? What's that set up? All right. Okay, dope. So we're getting back to you guys. So we're back on. All right. Okay. Okay, dokie. Weezer bike. Okay. So we're gonna wait, see where we keep going with conversations. Oh, shit, stop. All right. All right, I'm gonna walk away real quick while we wait for this to get started. Wait for you guys to come in. We'll be back. No, my full attention's here now. I'm back. I'm full attention. We focus. We're back.
step is guided by his hand, to love the truth and stand up tall, to answer when his voice will call. I see the world through heaven's eyes. His love is fire, his wrath is wise. The scornful hearts, the mocking tongue, the scornful hearts, the mocking tongue. I'll turn away from all they've Perfect hate for those who hate my king. Perfect love for every holy thing. I'll bear his cross, I'll walk his way. In perfect love, in perfect hate.
Oh snap, we back. We back. Oh snap, people. What's up there, British Messi? What's up? What's up? What's going on, man? How doing? How doing? How doing? All right, I'm focused now, guys. We're here. I'm locked in. This conversation is going. Let's talk about what you guys want to talk about, man. I'll ask, man. You guys are honored. Oh, wow. All right. So we can talk about. What's that? What? We have so many topics we can talk about, guys. Feel free to. That's it. Obviously, the heading is you can't be a Christian and Democrat. But we can talk about different things you guys want. Oh, I cannot speak today, man. Oh, excuse me. Like I said, yeah, we can speak about a different whatever you guys want to talk about. Any topic. It's open. You guys dictate it. Let's get it going. All right, my bad. I'm back, guys. I'm back. Okay, so Lino, what is up? What's going on? Feel free. What's up, Lino? You have anybody in there? Excuse me. Can you please send me what? There we go. And we got everyone. We got everyone coming in. And then we got some shots fired by Mr. Devin. So Devin, there's a link up there above. You want to come in and chat about this? I mean, we can find out if your position is true. There's a lot of arrogancy there. A lot of confidence to see if that confidence supersedes that competence. You know what I'm saying? And it definitely follows. You can't, and actually they do. They're opposing opposites, polar opposites for that matter, antithetical. Their very core. So fight the opposites, oxymoron. Lino, I don't know what you're saying, man. Can you please send me, and I will send you. Please. No comprende, man. Again, Devin. So what's up, man? Let's discuss this, Devin. Let's discuss your opposition. I take it you're an atheist. Take it you support evolution. Let's have a chat, man. Let's discuss it. Back up those words, man. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yo, you as well there, Mr. Fake Person. Man, it's crazy how people come in here, yo. Probably Democrat, and they just do this all day. Like, yo, y'all could back it up. There's a link. You can come in and chat right now. It's this real time, it's real responses. Let's discuss it. Let's see if you guys have fruit. You guys have pragmatism in your statements or not. Let's see if there's truth behind it, or let's see if you guys are gonna be the one that lacks this thinking. You guys gotta start showing some cognitive dissonance. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Let's see what the deal is. You know what I'm saying? You really feel it, back it up. I'm saying. How does the logic follow? I can't even spell follow right. That's crazy. Not sure how it follows. If it's just studies show, then sure. Amen there, Joel. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Amen. God is good. Yeah, it should be a no-brainer, but no one's saying anymore. Somehow people are like, no, it's not true, and they don't want to come prove it. And what do you mean it's just gonna? I don't know what you mean by it's just gonna be studies show. I'm sure whatever. What are you saying right now, fake person? And how does the lot? You don't even know how to spell does and lot and follow. Like, what are we talking about here, man? How dose the logic follow? And what do you like? What? You're sure whatever? Are you? Does that mean you're gonna come in and challenge or what? Like, you guys are against it. You guys are really arrogantly against it. Thank you, sweetheart. Come in here and come back it up, man. If you're worse at talking it, back up your talk, man. Don't give me empty words. Come in here and show it. Again, like I told you already, they're polar opposites. They're antithetical in their very nature. So how in the world could you be something that God detests? He abhors it. And you're like, no, I'm this, and I push for everything that God hates, and I'm in opposition against God, but somehow I'm of God. Well, like, what are we saying right now? While I'm advocating for everything God hates, that's, again, the antithesis of what we see David do. Psalm 139, when he hates who God hates, not just what he hates, who, and loves what God loves, and I don't know if that reference he says it right then, but yeah. He says with perfect hate, by the way, perfect hate, which no one really talks about anymore nowadays. But the whole point being, you're gonna, like Jesus says, why call me Lord, Lord, and do not what I say. It's in Luke 6. Let me make sure. I think it's Luke 6:46. Let me make sure. Let me check. Let me verify. There's so much scripture, man. We can go for days, but let's see. Yep. Why do you call me Lord, Lord, and do not what I say? Not only and it's not saying someone's not going to mess up, but we're talking about not just doing. You're doing it. You see like the Romans 1. You're doing it. You're advocating for it. As you see the left, we see the Democrats, we see the modern liberals. They're complete opposition against God. We see even these churches that are LGBTQWXYZ soup, and they don't want to read the Bible because it's offensive. Like, while they're saying they're a Christian church, LGBT church, what? They hate God's word because it's crazy. Oh man, I'm just gonna get disconnected again. The internet, bro? Are you kidding? This is Streamlabs acting bummy, but yeah. So, what's up? Hello there, Kimberly Green. Hello, hello. Don't tell me these guys ran. Don't tell me these dudes ran. Fake person's still here. Looks like Devin left. The man came in like, don't do it, man, and then ran away like a coward. Like, that's crazy. I'm literally saying you can be a demon Christian. What do you mean, am I? Am I what? I don't know what your response. This is the whole point of having conversation, because when you respond in a text, I don't know. You respond so late, like you just did. I don't know what part you're getting. Oh, you keep getting directed back. How do you call it? Okay, that's what I'm talking about, guys. There's a link right there. I'll send it again. If not, I have to I'll resend. I'll make a new one perhaps. You're literally saying you can be a dim. Let's talk then. Let's do it. You could be a Demon Christian. Why would God hate the Democrats over Republicans? Okay, it's not about hating. I'm just going to hate them for no reason. No, it's one side is in opposition to God. They hate God. They hate everything God stands for. And they're pushing for and advocating for everything God stands against. And he hates and he detests while saying they're of God. And they're usually pushing for the things and those things like LGBTQWXYZ. You cannot be LGBTQWXYZ in a Christian. It's just that simple. You can't. So somehow they're like, I'm this, but I'm, yeah. Oh, there's that Booth guy, man, who never responded. You never came in, actually, is what happened there, Mr. Hugh. I told you to come in. And actually, you didn't even present it. I told you to present your point, and I would respond to your point. You never responded to my point. Give me a second. If you still can't join in, you're going to have to wait right now, though, Mr. Booth, because I got to get Mr. Devin in here. And let me see. I'll click that link myself. Yeah, it's popping up for me, but I'll just Copy and paste it again. Let me copy and paste this one. Oh no, it says webcam cannot be detected, which I don't need a you need a webcam for this? Oh yeah, I guess it does. But yeah, it's working for me. Okay, so I'm just gonna copy and paste that, send it back. It's the same thing though. Yeah, it's the same exact thing. Yeah, it's working for me, so I don't know what you're doing wrong, yo. Exactly, Kimberly Green. 8 to the minute, for sure. And obviously, it doesn't mean just because they're on the right, they're Christian. But obviously, yeah, the potential's there. You have to be on the right. You cannot be on the left. Again, you cannot be pushing for abortion, feminism, all these the LGBTQ, XYZ, all these detestable things where they admit the ends justify the means. And again, the lack of morality, etc., the things that God detests and he hates, and no Christian would ever be doing. Christian will mess up, you fix it, you repent, you keep going. Your whole goal, your whole life is to seek Christ, bear your cross daily, kill yourself, kill your flesh. So the left is the exact opposite. Again, they're antithetical to that at the core. So again, it's an oxymoron, it's a paradox. To say you're this, well, you're like, I hate you, God, but I'm of you, like what? Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, Devin, I don't know why you can't get in, man. The link, I just clicked it, it's working. I'll make a second one for you. Yes, amen. God is good. Let me see. So here, I'll regenerate a new link. All right, here we go. There's a new link right there. There you are. Boom. I'll put this in another YouTube channel as well. Links don't send over to that one for some reason. That's not very. There's Jimbo. There's a troll, man. He's back. Yeah, again, Jimbo, you're on super thin ice, man. Like, I don't have time for your dishonesty anymore. Like, you constantly, you trolling, lying. It's not. I said it's like right there, yo, right there. All right, here we go. You're on mobile. It should still work. I just put a second one out there. Okay, that one part of being dim, you can be anti-LGBT. Yeah, again, see, and you're saying that, but you really can't. That's like one of the social staples. LGBT and abortion. If you reject those things, you're not really a Democrat, bro. Those are the two main social things. Like you can't be rejecting them. You could be independent and lean a little bit left. But I just told you, Jim, if you keep acting like an idiot, yes, and keep being dishonest. I don't have time for dishonesty and wasting time and empty talk. Like, you apparently like just a troll. It's like you're like that one guy that was like, yeah, I just like mess with people. It's weird. Like, it shows your emptiness. It shows you're miserable. It shows you have no value or purpose in your life, and your goal is just to mess with you. It's weird. Like, I never would imagine I would go, I'm gonna go mess with some people today. Who can I? it's wild. It shows the emptiness again. Yeah, okay, that should work. It should work. If you can, copy me at Safari or Google. I don't even Google. They don't do Google on the phone either. Is it always Safari across all the phones? Think about it. There you go again with that empty top, boy. But you're not. You're just lying and acting like a troll. Social programs are. There's a lot of ambiguity with the social programs, like, and that's why I'm not using those as examples. But a lot of social programs are jokes and not legitimate at all. But I don't even want to go to those because those you just stay with the foundation of the Democratic Party, the far left liberals. The things you see Antifa and them all they're fighting for is LGBTQ, WXYZ, Zoop, and abortion. Those are two main staples with feminism tied in there. And then you did see the border become a big issue for a while as well. But those two, like, unless you copy and paste, that's why. Okay. Let me get my phone. Got somebody actually trying to talk. That's what I'm talking about. To see what's up. You have to find out. Fake person, you gonna come in too? You gonna come in too, fake person? You bought that life? This guy, he's funny. I wasn't, Jimbo, what are you even talking? I wasn't saying you can't do any kind of social programs, period. I said the left's social programs, things they advocate for, use their jokes. But I'm not even getting into the small weeds, etc. Small things. I'm getting into the big staple things that, again, are fundamental for them versus specific social programs or like policies that they push for or advocate Mm, 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 mm. I'm mumbling, dude. Man, let me see something, man. Sometimes I do talk. I mean, I have a tendency to talk too fast. I know that. This is true. But I said I wasn't talking about. I wasn't talking about the what do you call it? The church's social programs. We're talking about the. I wasn't going into the left social programs. I don't even use it as an example because a lot of them they're jokes, but there's no pointing into specifics. There's a lot of ambiguous social policies and programs that they push for. But again, I'm not even worried about. I'm worried about the fundamental things. So there's no getting around. There we go. So go back and make this go up. Make this go up right there. Is it? I see healthcare as a major fly for them. Yeah, but the healthcare again is a guys, which even Jimbo was saying earlier, which is the LGBTQ thing. It's tied into that, and it's tied into abortion. It's tied into the big things. So yeah, they say healthcare, even though joke. But yeah, let me see if major fly. It also isn't Christian. Wait, it also. Oh, okay. I see that you drove. 1 second. I can't hear you if you're talking, Devin. Once I have to put you in. Wait. It also isn't it Christian about exempting people at halfway point? Forgiving. What do you mean? What are you talking about at the halfway point? You're not exempting them at the half point. I don't even know what you're saying right now. Like, what are you? Yeah, this world's on its way. Yeah. Yeah, is that what it's on, yo? Spooky, you can come in here too, yo. We can chat this up out. No, they would not. You could not be that as a cap, yo. Hey, person, here we go. Let's do. We get to Devin first. We'll continue this conversation later. Spooky, we need to talk more. Can you hear me, Devin? I can hear you. If you
yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. So let me turn my music down a little bit.
That's what's up. Yeah.
All
So
right,
honestly, I don't even really disagree with your point that Democrats can't be religious because a lot of the time they can't. My thoughts are mostly towards. I don't believe in God. I don't believe the Earth is 6,000 years old. So if you want to have that conversation, I think that'd be a better one. But I could try to debate.
No, you mean you already agreeing? Spooky, you haven't said anything yet. You should actually get further into it, Spooky, because there's a time it's actually significantly important, religious and political. They're tied in, but well, you don't believe the Earth is like 6,000. So you believe in like old Earth? I take it. You like old Earth, like 60 something billion, gazillion million years, right?
Well, 4 billion.
Well, yeah, I guess the universe
4.3
is like
billion.
20, and then you have the Earth is 4 billion. And then what happened to the Earth? For millions of years, it was raining on a rock. We all came from rocks, yo. That's crazy. It rained on a rock, and then the rock just turned into a soup. Like,
Why is that crazy?
what?
We have literally like 98% of our scientists can prove that.
What? Wait, how? You can prove
tree,
it?
yo,
Oh
bro,
man, dude,
even
this is
tree
wild.
rings, because science are things that can be repeated. They can be tested and then repeated. The Bible
That's what
can't be
true
tested
science.
or
Wait.
repeated.
One. What you're saying, we're jumping real quick, and two, so we'll get to them. Okay, so no, true science. Okay, so you have two different types of science, right? You have the observable, testable science, which majority of the science like you're talking about right now is not. Which you're saying there's no testing, there's no proving, there's no verifying any. That's all theory, and it's a fairy tale. Hence the reason in the Royal Society.
Let me ask you, what do you think a theory is?
Well, it's like essentially it's a best guess. It's a hypothesis. It's a guess to where they get to. Oh, I
No,
think
a
this is
theory
happening
is
because of
not a
this.
hypothesis. A theory is definitely not a hypothesis.
It's not a guess.
No, it's not a guess. Try again.
It's not. Wait, it's not a hypothesis. Theory definitely is a hypothesis.
Nope.
Let me turn. I guess you're right.
So a theory is a well-supported, comprehensive explanation for why something happens. It's built from many facts, observations, and tested ideas. So it's a group of ideas and actual facts. It's not a hypothesis.
Let's see. So hypothesis is exposed scientific explanation for observation of problem. Must support explanation. So yes, explanation. Which again,
so I think that's where a lot of people go wrong.
Wait. You're saying a theory is facts though?
It's a collection of facts and observations.
So isn't a guess.
No.
So
a hypothesis is I think this is going to happen. A theory is these are the things that I can show are happening to support basically either whether it be laws or
Okay.
ideas.
It's a supposition or system of ideas. So I said guess, but ideas intended to explain something. So yeah,
I mean,
it's
we're
not.
getting a little off
No,
track
it's
there.
the whole point. It's the idea. So it's an idea. So again, like I'm saying, it's a that like you're guessing. The theories of how long we've been here is not testable. We can't test billions of years. She'd be like, yeah, we've been here for billions of years. Again, the rain on the rock or the universe that we know has a beginning. Yeah, you can't test any of this. It's not testable.
You don't think a theory can be tested?
I know
Is that
a
what you're
theory
saying?
can be tested. No one, see, we're jumping and you're not understanding. Okay, obviously a theory can be tested. I'm saying most of this is like theoretical. It's ideas, is what I should have said instead of guess, which is still a guess because their theories are guesses versus like a factual thing like the law of gravity. That was a theory that it's true, it's a fact. But you have a lot of theories that aren't true. Actually, I can just type MC because if it's not a fact, it's a guess, is it not? That's the
No.
reason
So
you're
a
trying to like do a word
hypothesis is
salad.
that's all very far from being right. So in a hypothesis is an idea that you can test, such as like if gravity is real, then dropping two objects of different masses should make them fall at the same time. That's a hypothesis.
Yeah,
That's what I
okay, wait.
think is
You're
that's
missing it. I'm
something
not.
I
It's not. It's
think
not what
is
I'm
going to
saying.
happen.
No,
That
just bear with me.
before we
I
came
got
up
you.
with the theory of gravity, someone said, I have an
Yeah,
idea.
Jimbo, I said that. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
But listen to what I'm saying. You're not following me. Okay, so I wasn't saying if. I was saying I said the theory of gravity. I didn't say a hypothesis of gravity. Second of all, I just put it in. Theories are not facts, and it says yes in science. Theories are not facts. It says facts are observed data, while theories are well-supported explanations of those facts.
A theory
So
is
again,
far closer to being a fact than just
no.
someone's
You said
idea.
it was though. Is my whole point. So if it's not a fact, it's a guess. Sometimes they can be proven true, but other
A
times they're
theory
guesses.
isn't
So
just a
I'm saying we're
guess,
doing
bro.
this.
You keep just going over the
You
same
just
thing and
admitted it
being wrong.
wasn't. It's closer
I
to being a
didn't.
fact,
Not
which
even
means it's not a
close.
fact.
I was
You
trying
just
to. I was state my point. You interrupted me. I said a theory is a giant structure of knowledge that's built from decades of evidence, experiments, repeated testing, peer review, and
okay.
predictions.
So again,
It's not
which
just
no,
guesses.
you switched
It's
already, and again,
no, I
you're
didn't.
saying it's not a guess. Period. Okay, so again, so how come all these theories in the science books constantly get changed if they're facts?
Tell me one thing that's been changed.
So many theories. The theories that grass didn't evolve until way before dinosaurs, but yet they found grass and dinosaur fossils in their poop, fossilized poop, and they're like they had to change their theory and change the textbooks.
So why do
Was
you think?
the
Why do you
steady?
think these
Wait,
theories
what
have
is the
been? Let
steady
me ask
thing?
you, why do you think
When they
these
thought the
theories have
universe
been
was
changed
when they thought the universe was infinite, which they thought for the longest since like 1920s. Those are their theories. They had multiple theories about the infinite universe, right? Again, theories that were proven
Right.
wrong.
What
are you talking about? So it's not facts,
the
then,
basis.
is it?
That's the basis of science. That's the basis.
Guy,
of
no.
scientific
Stop
discovery.
deflecting. That means it's
What
not a
they?
fact.
I'm not
Then facts don't
deflecting.
change. Do facts
19
change?
Facts don't change, but people studying
Okay, so
them
how are
find
these
new
theories
ideas.
changing if they're
People,
facts?
dude, you're not listening. People studying these things can figure out different things.
No.
Someone in
You're
1900 that
still
discovered
dodging my
something about a
question.
plant
Okay,
might
so
have
the whole
said,
point is
okay,
it's
this is what I think to
dude.
be true. Certain things
That's
about this
cool.
might be true, but not everything. And then 50
Okay.
years
So
later,
the point again, you're not still getting anywhere because again, the whole point is theories are proven wrong, which means they're not facts, which you admitted, right? The facts don't change, which means they're what? Guesses, opinions that were wrong. So
you
now
keep
we can
saying the
stop with this
wrong
word
thing
salad
over and over.
because you keep
Theory is not a
admitting
guess.
you just admitted that the theories are wrong, which means it's not a
No,
fact.
I didn't. That's
You
what
said-
you said. You said the same thing that you said again. You didn't even respond to what I said. Think about it this way.
Okay, so what about the infinite universe?
Let me fucking talk, dude. You're not letting me talk.
No, you're not answering my question. You're just deflecting the entire time.
I'm
I
not
gave you
deflecting.
several examples
I'm
of
trying to
theories that are
explain
wrong.
something to you, and you're just stuck
No,
in your
I
own
gave
little
you
world.
examples of theories that are wrong. You said give you theories that are wrong. I have. Those theories are wrong, which you said facts don't change. So how can a theory change or be refuted if it's factual, if it's not
Because
guesses?
certain things about the theory might be right, while other things people don't know yet because they haven't figured out the science behind it.
Infinite
Certain
universe
things can evolve in how things are.
No. This is a whole overall concept, infinite universe. You can't just not small things. It's the whole concept is wrong.
Who brought up infinite universe?
I did.
Okay.
I did. You said give you a theory. That's been proven wrong. I just did infinite universe. That's a general concept period until the 1920s. Tell me how that's proven wrong.
Can you prove that the universe isn't infinite? How can
Yeah,
you
they
prove
proved
it's
that.
not?
Edwin Hubble and Albert Einstein proved that in 1920s when they looked at the telescope. What are we talking about? Thank you, Jimbo. Like, I already gave you examples, Jimbo, but keep going. Sorry, go ahead. Keep going.
So theory is something that so let's look
Wait,
at
wait,
gravity.
wait, wait, wait. Time out, time out, time out, time out, time out. You just said, what if you could prove the universe is infinite?
Yeah, I'm saying why how do you know that the universe is infinite or
Okay,
not infinite?
and this is actually, thank you for this, because okay, so say you have that position, right? You have theories that the universe is infinite, and you have theories that it's not. They both can't be true. So therefore, again, at least one of these theories is wrong, which tells you the whole theory is wrong because they're guesses and opinions based off of information or data. Yeah, they just make these huge leaps to jump. And that's not a fact. So hence the reason you keep trying to run. That's like what I'm saying. As we know, theories can be proven true, but they can also be proven false, which means if it's not a fact, it's a guess. That's why they call science usually
Right, but
say it's the
none of
best
these
guess.
theories were
No, how can you
proven
say
wrong.
right? You were just saying I was wrong off
None of
rip.
these theories were proven wrong. The theory of evolution was
Bruh.
never proven wrong. The theory
Dude,
of
yes it is.
gravity was never
Dude,
proven
the
wrong.
Royal Society of
Things that
2016
you
just
think you're
had a
right
meeting
about, you're
because
right
they said
about. You're wrong on
neo-Darwinism is
every
dead.
single point, bro.
You
You don't
what?
have any idea what you're talking about. You think the Earth is 6,000 years old. You think that
Okay,
there's a guy in the
wait. You hear what I
sky
just said?
looking at
You haven't even
everything
listened to what I
that you're
said.
doing.
Okay.
And
So let me ask you a question then. So what? How did the universe begin?
we don't have any. We think the Big Bang is what happened, but that's literally like the hardest question you could ask. Like, how does
Okay,
anyone know that that's the
You're talking
exact
about
thing
this
that
big
happened?
game, man. Okay, so wait, because they have theories though, and the theories contradict each other again, which I'm saying, which you said right when I said that, which means everything you were saying at the beginning,
Yes,
the
but the
joke you were doing, the
basis
word salad was
of
a
the
pointless.
universe is the biggest question you could ever ask. So
No, no, no,
the
no. But
fact
your
that the
side
scientists
makes no
might not know that
sense. No,
question
no, 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 no.
is
There's no
not
way you
a.
can come out of this because you have to evoke something extrinsically, something that's outside of time, space, and matter, which you can't do because
So
time,
how do
space,
you
and
prove
matter
God
has a
exists?
beginning.
How do you prove there's
So
a guy in the sky looking at
okay,
every action you take? And
wait.
if you sin,
Are
you
you
go
going
to
to
hell?
concede before we go to my side? You're
Fuck
not even
no.
responding. You're
You're
just
wrong on
deflecting.
every single point. I'm not going to
Oh,
concede
thank you,
shit.
dude. You're a joke. I'm not doing it. Yo, can we get some honest people? Are you gonna concede before we go for it? Nah, I ain't do. So then we're not having an honest discussion. This guy's a joke. And yeah, you want me to give you the theories listed out? I'll give you the infinite theories. If you want them, Jim, I'll give you some infinite theories right now, dude. Give me like 30 seconds. I got you. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Playing word salad, like theories aren't guesses, which yeah, in a structural term, they don't have to be because again, they can be proven wrong or right. But we know most of the modern science is guesses. We have testable, observable science that no one's refuting. But when we get to the you're an idiot. You won't concede. When we have a conversation, it's dialogue. And before you go to another point and keep deflecting like you've been doing, you have to acknowledge that point first. You're screwed with this. Acknowledge that, then come to me. And I ask you to first, to be honest, you either deflect, you either concede or refute before you move to me. A dishonest person will just, no, I'm not doing that, which you just said. No, with the curse word. No, I ain't doing that. Again, showing you're not there for honesty. You're not there to have a genuine conversation, a debate, right? You don't want truth. You just want to keep lying. And you're the one who was just saying, theories aren't guesses. No, they're not. They're always facts. And then you just refute yourself. Yeah, well, right. They are sometimes guesses. A lot of times actually guesses. And I said that and you said, right. Admitting me, but then you were just saying the opposite. And again, you're not conceding. I don't have time for people being so stupid and so disingenuous and so dishonest to acknowledge things. When you have a genuine conversation, debate, that dialogue, you speak your truth. If you get refuted, acknowledge it and move forward. You don't just keep, no, I'm not, nope, and keep doing what you're doing, deflecting constantly, saying nothing, dude, saying a whole bunch of nothing. But like I said, I'll give you the theories real quick. Give me a second. You want them, Jimbo? Here you go. Give me a sec. Crazy, dude. Like, where is the honest people at, man? And they're talking about intelligence. I can't answer this question. But man, we do. God, baby. Boom, boom. And then you talking about science, which is crazy because you have so much proof. Old Earth, right? Man, that's weird. How are we finding dinosaurs' blood cells? And man, that's weird. It's not possible to survive over 1 million years, let alone millions. And we're like, yeah, nah, it's millions and billions of years. We can't study this. We're just like, yo, billions. And the numbers are always different. Showing there's nothing there. We can't even do dating. We can't do carbon dating. We can't do any kind of actual aging mechanism. We're like, yo, what are we talking about? Yeah, this is this. Yeah, it's 15 billion years ago. And this animal was here. And we dug that animal up. And that came out the dirt. Which tells me it died. That's it. But we're like, nah. It must have been 55. Yeah. 57,000. Yeah, for sure. At least. Like, dude, what are we doing? All right. Let me see. All right. The theories you had the Big Bang in general, which is pushed aside but came back. You have steady state, and you have oscillation, which those motions, the big time we're trying to push. Well, two of them we're trying to push the infinite. Actually, I could just look this up. Actually, I didn't go back to those notes. Let me see. There's more. But no, it just means facts. It's just like, man, that's weird. You have a whole lot of theories that are wrong or contradicting, but apparently they're all facts. Straight liberal out there saying nothing. Crazy. All right. Let's see. Yeah, this is called the theory of infinite universe, but let's see. You have a lot. Oh my. Yeah, it's just called infinite universe theory. I guess it was. Wait, is the ultimate alternative to the Big Bang theory, which is based on the assumption the universe was finite. It's finite. Excuse me. Finite. But yeah, it's weird. It's an assumption. The Big Bang. That's weird. I thought these theories are facts, yo. This is weird. Yeah. I know you ain't. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I bet you wouldn't, because again, clowns. I don't have time for it. Be honest. Yeah. After you see the dude get destroyed, again, playing games with word salad, like it's insane. Yep. No to the bang, no. But I just saw some messages actually miss. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm Christian for sure. I see that now. Young Earth is crazy, huh? Again, you could try to discuss this if you want again, but once you keep getting refuted, which I'm telling you, to destroy your positions, please. But you can come in, it's not gonna work. But again, I can't have this dishonest nonsense. Like that guy, like, yo. After what? After you get called accountable, when you get refuted, you better deal with that. You better have a rebuttal or concede. You don't just get to be like, I kept putting him corners and he kept trying to run. It's like, no, I don't have time for this. Acknowledge this or not. And nope, I'm not. Oh, I mixed his work. Oh yeah? Let's see. Theories, which he started off playing stupid word games, which was a joke. No, they're not guesses, they're facts. No, they're blah, 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 facts based on the information, right? And data. And then we get into it, the theories are not that, which then he said they are, but then he kept admitting it that theories are not. And then you have theories that contradict. And if you want to lie and lie to yourself to escape it, yeah, of course you're going to, because he constantly kept saying, and that's the reason I kept giving more theories that constantly contradict. Like I said, perfect example, infinite theory, right? And infinite universe theory and Big Bang. They contradict. They both can be true. We know facts aren't, that's mentioned all the other theories that have been refuted, right? Same thing with, like I said, and he didn't want to acknowledge it at all, which he acknowledged it, then denied it, then acknowledged it. And then we just talked about the beginning of the universe, which he's not acknowledging is a big issue for him. Like, no, we can't have a conversation then. If I put you in a corner where you can't acknowledge, at least admit you're screwed on that stance. That's it. How's that mixing his words? He admitted, oh no, it's the hardest question, bro. Okay, so say your position fails in there. And like I said, concede on that point and then move forward before you come to me. You don't get to just, no, your position. No, you need to concede or refute me first. Then you come to my stance. You don't get to just keep deflecting and not acknowledge anything I'm saying. Yes, he did. He didn't say, no, he did not. Because again, explanation doesn't mean jack squat if it's not a fact. He was saying they're not guesses, they're fact. I'll pull up my screen right now. Let's get to it. Let's see what he says. And then he started switching. But let's get to it. We'll get to it. Let's go to it. Be positive. Which again doesn't make sense, because if they're not, how could there be explanations if they're wrong? Means they're a guess, an assumption. Again, which we could say, use any kind of word salad when to play. An assumption, a guess means you don't know. Which I told him as well. Like, yeah, people are making guesses and assumptions based on information. They see something, they see, again, like this, look at this bone. I'm making a guess, a theory that is this, blah, 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 blah. Connect this and this. Which again, yeah, doesn't make sense. So yeah, which means it's a fact. Which he was saying it's not a guess. Theories aren't guesses. Which again, you could say explanation, which is a guess, right? It can be proven right, like I said, or it can be proven wrong. But it's still a guess until, right? Because again, we know facts don't change, which he also said yes. And he said, no, it's not a guess. many times. So yeah. All right, I got it right here. I just heard it just now. Let me see. I can't go back that. It can be tested and repeated, huh? Once that's what you let's see. Also, isn't it for like 10 people halfway point? Why can't I fast forward this better? You're not accepting what half. I don't even know what you're saying right now. What do you? Yeah, this world's lost way. Yeah. All right, so I can't skip like that. Let's see. It's not a guess.
No, it's not a guess. Try again.
It's not. Wait, it's not hypothesis. Theory definitely is a hypothesis.
Nope.
I guess you're right.
So a theory is a well-supported, comprehensive explanation for why something happens, built from many facts, observations, and tested ideas. So it's a group of ideas and actual facts, not a hypothesis.
It's a group of what? It's a group of what? Ideas and facts. It's a group of facts. We'll keep going. That's good. I missed it when I asked. I asked him, so it's a fact. So theories of facts, and he said yes. We'll see. Yeah, I get. Yeah. Cool. Wait. You're saying a theory is facts, though?
It's a collection of facts.
Yes. See, so it's a collection of facts. So theory is fact. It's a collection of facts. It's true. Which again, I get into further. I keep pressing them. So as we hear this, I keep pressing them that so it can't be wrong. It's not a guess. Because again, if I'm taking some kind of information and making a guess on it, it's still a guess. Then the theory itself would still be a guess, and would it not? Yeah, let's keep going. We can go further. Isn't a guess.
No. A hypothesis is I think this is going to happen. A theory is these are the things that I can show are happening to support basically either whether it be laws or ideas.
It's a supposition or system of ideas. That's ideas intended to explain something. So
I mean, we're getting a little.
No. It's the whole point is the idea. So it's an idea. So again, that's what I'm saying. So that, like you're guessing. The theories of how long we've been here is not testable. We can't test billions of years. To be like, we've been here for billions of years. Again, the rain on the rock or the universe that we know has a beginning. Yeah, you can't test any of this. It's not testable.
You don't think a theory can be tested?
And then the straw man, because obviously no one said you can't test a theory. I gave the examples of theories, obviously, that weren't testable. See the difference again? Yeah. No. What do you mean? Boom. How did you just miss that? He said at one point, and then again said afterwards, it's a collection of facts. Yes. What are you talking about? He said multiple answers. When you guys want some set truth, that's crazy. I'm not ignoring that part. I told you he said multiple things. Whole point is he said it was facts. It wasn't guesses. It was facts. They're not proven wrong. And he kept saying it. He said it multiple times already. What are you saying? What do you mean? Oh, he said this one part. Again, see, not being honest. No one says ignore and take one small part he put. And no, you said he didn't say that, period. If I'm mixing his words, it means he didn't say it at all. But yet we're seeing he said it multiple times. Hence the reason we have this discussion for like several minutes about it not being true, proven wrong, which he's saying it can't be. And then I give him, that's why he even asked me for theories that were proven wrong. And then got mad because he got put in a corner. Like, what kind of idiotic state is that? Who argues that theories have never been proven wrong? That's crazy. I don't know one atheist that argues that theories many theories have been proven wrong, or so many theories have been proven wrong. If you look in science, the last 100 years has been theories probably like what 10 plus every year. They get proven wrong. That they update the textbooks constantly get updated. Maybe not so much now, but there's so much theories that people keep doing. Hence the reason, again, what she said, evolution is not proven wrong. Yes, it is. Neo-Darwinism, like I said, for society, but he wasn't listening. In 2016 was acknowledging essentially that Neo-Darwinism is beyond repair, because all the modern science support is refuting Neo-Darwinism. Not to mention, you have Neo-Darwinism, which is a new mode of Darwinism, because Darwinism was failing. You have a new Darwinism, and they're even like this. And then actually Eugene Koonin said that modern, Neo-Darwinism, is basically broken. It's like dead. It's beyond repair. It's irreparable. They need a new theory for materialist naturalists because all the modern, again, evidence is antithetical to their stance. It's going against them. It's destroying their stance. So yeah, but again, otherwise we wouldn't have this argument. We wouldn't even get to that discussion. But he kept saying was facts. They weren't guesses. And again, he was so adamantly against guessing, which makes no sense. Because then, if you're saying they can't be proven wrong, then you wouldn't have a problem with guessing because they're proven wrong. See what I'm saying? No, you're an idiot. You weren't even talking. I was talking actually about the role of society. You ignored me, which you were saying evolution is proven. Which again, no, who says that evolution is not proven by any means? Like I said, the role of society, 2016, the top evolutionist scientists got together, atheist scientists got together about the lack of it not being proven. Yeah, okay, yeah. No. Now you're switching your stance. You didn't say that. Whole point is you were being some smart guy, smug and really arrogant and stupid. And you'd be like, oh, no, wrong. Like you're trying to be retarded, which makes no sense. And you were going against guess. That was the whole stance. This whole conversation. I clearly refuted you several times, and you keep trying to deflect. Then you got mad, and you didn't want to answer the question, which again shows if we're going to have a dialogue, a debate, you have to honor your stance. I'm not going to just waste time debating with some idiot who's just going to be like, nope, you proved me wrong. How about you? Look over there, what liberals do. Yeah, thank you. Again, and like I said, I had just so much about it, but yeah. No, you're an idiot. You had no stance. You literally were saying everything that top atheist scientists don't say because it was that stupid. What you're saying is that stupid. Like that's not observable. You literally are saying that's wild that you could test and observe the Big Bang, which is what you were getting at. You were saying that fake person has a fake name in the first place, an idiot. So it's not surprising that you're supporting him because again, you don't have a point of theory that's been proven wrong. Wait. What? No, again, you're not being honest because it doesn't make sense. You have a universe theory, like I said, it's not like a point of a theory. It's not a small point of a theory. It's the theory itself. We're talking about an infinite universe. Hence the reason, again, see, I skipped, because I know how you guys who are not honest and a little on the slower side try to play games. So I skipped to the infinite universe, something you cannot get around, because that's the whole concept is about the infinite universe. Not some small part of the infinite universe, the whole part. But then you have the Big Bang where the universe is not infinite, right? So you have a problem because they're both theories, but they're both antithetical, and they're the whole theories. You reject one, you don't reject small part of it. You reject the entire thing. So again, which we know, we've done this for so many different things, which we know, like I said, and then again, when you go to small Earth, young Earth, you go to dinosaur collagen being found, dinosaur blood vessels being found, dinosaurs' intestines still being intact. You have so many different things that are found that don't explain, would not be possible for millions and billions of years of crazy enough stupidity. And again, there's way more, but without that, the coal ends up on there. Like there's just so much, which again, if anyone's honest would be saying they would not go for that, which you still haven't responded to any of that, by the way, Mr. Fake Person, which again, you just deflected as well because, no, and you didn't say no supported by collection of facts. It was supported by collection of facts, which again would still be a guess. If I take facts right now and make a theory that's not facts, is that he wouldn't be against my guess then. It's still a guess. You're making a guess based on no one's talking. The whole point was a guess. We didn't say what was it based on. That was never the question. It was never saying was your guess merited? Was it educated? Was it just random? Wasn't it, you know what I'm saying, an arbitrary guess? No one, that was never the conversation. The conversation was it was a guess, which is like, it's not a guess. It's not, it's facts. He's like, yes, collection of facts, which means it's facts. And then he said it couldn't be proven wrong. Hence the reason he challenged me, give me one that's been proven wrong. You don't challenge if you're not saying that stance, which he said it multiple times, which was very obvious. Again, you want to be dishonest, not surprising. Again, you still don't get to the point. Like I said, so yeah, you can respond to any of that whenever you want. Yeah. And then again, his nonsense with, you think the theory is not flexible. Who said that? You talking about switching someone's words up is all he's doing. He keeps switching things I'm not saying at all. Never said that theory at all couldn't be flexible. Again, yeah. No, I'm waiting for you to respond to what I'm saying. I don't have time for stupidity games that you guys play. Respond to my points. This is what I'm saying. This is why you're right. It's not going to work because you're a coward as well. Respond to what I'm saying first before I respond to you. So I'm saying this little mindset goes on in your guys' head. Well, I'm just going to keep saying that I'm not going to respond at all with anything he's saying. That's not how it works. Respond to what I'm saying, please. Very simple. Before I respond to you. It's simple. It's just like that, man. It's true. You respond. Very, very simple. So easy a baby could do it. Oh, wait. to say a theory can be tested. I'm saying most of this is like theoretical. It's ideas. It's what actually says yes, which is still a guess because their theories are guesses versus like a factual thing like the law of gravity. Okay, let's just wait for you. It's true. It's a fact. But you have a lot of theories that aren't true. Actually, I can just type them see. Because if it's not a fact, it's a guess. Is it not?
No.
So we
So
should
a
like do a word
hypothesis
salad.
that's all very far from being right. So in a
You see? So again, that's very far from being right, which means it's wrong. So if I said the theories be guesses, right? Because it'd be true theories are facts, because all theories are guesses. And he said that's far from being true. So what does that mean? And he keeps saying hypothesis, which I was saying hypothesis as an example, but it doesn't have to be hypothesis.
hypothesis
Cool.
is an idea that you can test, such as like is gravity real?
Not to mention, hypothesis would still be similar because hypothesis you make. Hypothesis is actually a better explanation because it's based off explanations and data that you're making this hypothesis. Because of this and this and this, I think that this will do this. A will do this if I do this with B. You know, so you're making that decision based off of data or information, etc., or facts. You know what I'm saying? But I guess it can be slightly, but usually when a theory, you usually have a hypothesis. Like I said, it's not hence the reason we have all these issues. But again, this is the whole point we got in this workshop in the first place, which you didn't have to get into, was because of him saying that. But yeah. No, you can't be, period. Media.
Before we came up with the theory of gravity, someone said, I have an idea.
Yeah, I said that. Yeah, I got you. This is what I'm saying. You follow me. Okay, so I wasn't saying that if. I was saying I said the theory of gravity. I didn't say a hypothesis. Second of all, I just put it in. All theories are not facts. And it says yes, in science, theories are not facts. It says facts are observed data, while theories are well-supported explanations.
A theory is far closer to being a fact than just
no. You said it was though. Yeah, then he said that, which is crazy. It's far closer to being a fact. So then I'm like, wait, now you said it's far closer. Wait, what's going on?
Yes. A theory isn't just a guess, bro.
A theory isn't just a guess. Wait, if it's not just a guess, what does that mean? Wow, it means it's a fact. What do you know, buddy? You have facts or guesses. There's no what. He just kept that's so many times he said it. That's what I'm saying. You being honest is pretty obvious. But yeah, so media, no, you cannot. But yeah, feel free to state why you think you can. Hey, yeah. We know definitely you want to get in a try, man. Then you can compose yourself this time too. If you can be honest. You get refuted, acknowledge it. Ugh. Which again, I don't know how changes works well, because then he admitted he was it's the toughest question, you know, scientists trying to deal with this, blah, blah. So you can't answer it. Cool. So say your position's screwed with this question. Say something, concede some kind of way that way before you move on. And no. Theories or explanations. Okay, so this no. Again, it's a crude way of explaining. No, it's not. Again, because it could be a fact or not. Because if you have a theory, right, you could have a theory based on facts. I mean, a factual theory versus a false one. Again, because explanations, I can explain anything, but if I'm explaining it wrong, it's obviously not facts, right? It means to be opinion or guess. Which again, like I said, that's why people have theories. People have theories about a lot. Most things are theoretical, right? In nature, they're not things that you're proven, right? They're a theory of why this happened or how this happened. We have no idea to test it to make sure it's true. Or we weren't even around when it happened, supposedly, billions of years ago. So there's no possible way to advocate for these things. But again, you still haven't answered my question. You still dipped, and it's not surprising. Not surprising. Should grandma? Your grandma's a Democrat, but Christian? What do you mean? No, she's not Christian. She's a Democrat. It's not possible. We're going back to this nominal thing. I'm gonna say I'm something doesn't mean I am. I can say goldfish. I can say unicorn doesn't mean it's true. Brain surgeon doesn't mean it's true. Like you saying, if you're saying your grandma. Wait, are you saying your grandma's a Democrat and Christian? Because again, it's not. I'm saying no. Because again, what I'm saying, I'm giving you the analogy, the equivocation of I can say whatever I want doesn't mean it's true. It wasn't 20 minutes. It was like 10. It does, but when you're just talking stupid, saying nothing, you can't even compose yourself. All I asked you before I kicked you was just to answer the question. To concede first before you push to me, which is dishonest. It's just ingenuous. If someone puts you in a position where you're wrong, or you're in like a situation you lost in that position, that point, acknowledge that and move forward. You saying blank no, you're not even gonna concede the point, but that's dishonest. That's a liar. Like that doesn't make any sense. No, I'm not gonna have a conversation with someone debate when you're not gonna acknowledge anything. You're proven wrong. You're proven you can't respond in that aspect. Acknowledge it. Yeah, we lost that. Boom. No, that's not. Again, see how you're leaving? Wait, cut the stream. What are you talking? What? Remind me again how it's a fact Jesus is real. That was the last question I asked you before you got flustered and cut the stream. I didn't cut the stream. What are you talking about? What are you saying? I never didn't cut the stream. You didn't even ask me that. You were just getting destroyed just now. And I asked you to concede. I asked you to concede first before you, because you were like, no, you, after I put you in a corner where you're screwed with the universe, right? How can something create something outside of self? There's a beginning to the universe. What created the universe? And you could not answer the question. So concede, be honest, be legitimate. You can't. No, don't. That is not honest. Concede, either rebuttal, which you couldn't, or concede. When you concede, then you can push forward to me, right? Not just, I'm not, no. I was like, you have to concede then, a rebuttal, man. No, blank, no. Like, okay, so there's no point having a conversation. Like, what? You're not going to talk. You're just going to act like an idiot. So, yeah, what? Yes, bye. But this is, we're discussing something. What? Yeah. What's up there? Sean McKenzie, what's up? Hello from Kansas City. Okay, I'm out here in Iowa. We out here close, man. What I'm talking about? Blocking someone from chat, saying no, you're not. Again, you're not. I just refute. Not to mention things you're saying are stupid. They're not even said by anyone. Again, there's no theories that are wrong, which you were trying to argue for a while, which made no sense because I don't know any atheist who's ever argued that theories are you're supposed to be flexible, which is what no one's saying. Though they're not proven wrong, they're not false. You're trying to put them like they're only proven right, only factual, and no one's saying small parts, but you kept trying to switch. You were just honest in every area. Let's see. My family's a Republican, upset my grandma, but she taught me Jesus. So yes, I can say Democrats. No, it doesn't. That's not how it works. Just because you can say someone teach you Jesus, a person can say they teach you Jesus all they want, doesn't make them Christian. Many people proclaim to be Christian, right? We see that in Matthew 7. Many will come, right, saying, Lord, Lord. And he says, depart from me, I never knew you. Not a few, many. So that doesn't mean anything because someone good that was used for positive in your life, but that doesn't make anything. You cannot be advocating being pro-LGBTQ, WXYZ, soup, being pro-abortion, feminism, etc., and be on God's side. It's not possible. You're clearly in opposition to God. It's an oxymoron. Yeah, I know. I just told you, Devin, I kicked you. Again, you're not connecting the point, or you're because you do this a lot. I can see. All right, you weren't listening multiple times. Like I said, acknowledge and concede first, like I said, and then I told you we would go forward. Then you come to me, but you not conceding, saying blank no with the F word, no, that you're not going to even concede when you had no rebuttal. What are we doing? I can't talk to you. You're not acknowledging truth when you're stuck. There's no honest discussion. What? So what's the point of having you on? No, I'm not gonna have you on. We're not even gonna admit truth or acknowledge your point is failed. You're not gonna admit you're wrong in the area. There's an area you're screwed in that you can't rectify right now or something, and then move towards me. That's cool. But again, there's no honesty on your side. So yeah. Amen, Sean McKenzie, for sure. Exactly. And you're gonna be no murderers, right? No murderers will inherit the kingdom of heaven. No one that's homosexual will inherit the kingdom of heaven. It actually even says feminine. Some translations take out. Yeah, again, and they're not just doing it; they're advocating for it and pushing and preaching. And again, you see them; they hate God. They justify the ends, justify the means, right? The morality, and the list goes on the left. It's very clear. Again, they're in opposition to God. Even the LGBT churches that you see, they hate the word of God. It's offensive. Blah 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 blah. You can have contradicting hypotheses too. The whole point. No, okay, fake person. I no one said you couldn't. I just gave 2 examples of contradicting theories: the infinite universe, the Big Bang. One's finite, one's infinite, right? The whole point is they both can't be true, which means one theory overall in totality is wrong, which she was saying does not. So that's the whole point. The whole point is theories have been proven wrong for centuries. People have theories and they've been wrong. Very simple. That's all it is. It's not that we shouldn't even get stuck on that. But he was one making it as if it's a big deal. They're not guesses. They're facts. They're way closer to fact. Blah, blah, blah. He kept switching his words. You heard it like 5 or 6. He kept saying that they're not wrong. They're not guesses. They're facts. And they're not guesses means they're like it's crazy. Amen, Sean. Amen. Let's see. Oh, you had the burden of proof. Every scientist on Earth backs up. No, that's a fact. Again, everything you're saying, Devin. I don't know if it's because your school you were in that you're reading these textbooks. That's false. You have actually a bunch of scientists that are creationists or intelligent design, people who support like Stephen Meyer. You have people, a bunch of them. I don't know who's telling you this text. No, everyone's saying. No, again, in billions of years, it's not testable. It's not fact. You can't prove it. It's a best guess. Well, this much explains it. Again, we get back to the question. Well, then who created the universe, right? Because you have a time continuum, or you have a continuum intense. Excuse me, I can't speak. A continuum in general, where time, matter, and space all happen instantaneously, right? But something has to happen outside that extrinsically, which can't invoke matter because matter doesn't exist, right? It's finite. So you get to the list, no matter where you go, you're screwed. There's nothing that can prove that. Hence the reason they're screwed with that, which I think I read that earlier when this one scientist admitted that, like having a finite universe is like, that's what they hate that. And you're saying LOL creationist scientists. What are you LOLing? And this is my point when I was talking to you. This is my point. I was talking to you and you weren't listening right before that point as well. Because again, you can look it up because you have this thing. This is why, because you're talking stupid. There's nothing about you that's legitimate. You're not smart. You're very arrogant. You're not saying anything. The Royal Society of 2016 had a meeting with the top atheist scientists who got together trying to figure out if they can save neo-Darwinism, because all of the modern evidence is antithetical to it. It's refuting it. It's destroying it. And Eugene Koonin, the top scientist, was saying it's dead, beyond repair. It's irreparable. It's irreparable. All the modern science is destroying it. So they were looking for a new modern theory that would support naturalistic or natural, maybe more naturalistic, that's more naturalistic or materialistic, and that's why you even see Darwin now switching to invoke aliens, where either aliens intentionally came or an accident, some kind of alien matter came and formed life, because the theory makes no sense. We came from monkeys. I even told you the theory that is opposed is that for millions of years, it rained on a rock and created life, which goes against the law of biogenesis, where no life can come from non-life. Apparently this time it did. It just came to a rock. So we all come from a rock. Woo! A rock came. It's crazy. But no, it rained on that rock, and the rock turned to soup, and then somehow the soup turned to like a fish, and the fish, and here we are. Woo, man, just like that, the theory that appendix was worthless, right? And that was a proof of evolution. But then they found out, no way, it's not worthless. We were wrong again. We can go on and on about how much they were wrong about, for evolution. So you're talking about hilarious, but there's many creationists and, again, intelligent design. Like I said, and Stephen Meyer is a perfect, yeah. You're people like Richard Dawkins, like actually John Lennox is a mathematician and destroyed Richard Dawkins, I think, twice. That's weird. But nah, you right. There ain't none of that. He's destroyed, I don't know how many of the atheist scientists. We're talking about evolution, macroevolution, man. I'll give you that term because you probably want to use some adaptation or some, I don't know. You put every species in an animal. Okay, and you know what's funny? I'm glad you mentioned that too, because they were mocking the Noah's Ark, right? The flood, the global flood. But now actually most scientists are on board that there was a global flood. Isn't that funny? It's so mocking. And the evidence actually shows that when you see the structures and you see the sediment on top of each other, clean on top of each other, so we can catastrophic that had happened. You see whales that are on top of mountains, who are on top of the Sahara Desert, not on top of in the Sahara Desert. You see clamshells that are shut right when they die, which means they died catastrophically. 10,000, I think, on Mount Everest, again, which doesn't make any sense. How in the world they get up? The list goes like infinitely. As I'm saying, again, Royal Society 2016. Your top atheist scientists are getting together. Like, what are we gonna do? Because their theory, all the modern evidence is against them. So you keep saying proof. Where's the proof? What's proof of evolution? Tell me some proof, please. Do please go on, boy, go home. And penguins and elephant. Wait, what did you just say? My bad. I forgot you put every. Okay, wait. And penguins and elephants and animals out of their element. Wait. That's that. What says who? That's your evidence? Yo, animals, elephants, man, they would have died. I don't know why they would have died. They're just chilling, like they don't even eat them. They would have died, you know. Penguins, they would have been out of I'm out of my element. I can't live. Not what? What? Yeah. Fake person, you still haven't answered me. I'm not even responding to you. Answer me, man. You still haven't responded to me earlier. I'm still waiting. No, I said first of all, I didn't even say when it was Ark. Actually, I said with the global flood. See, this is crazy. You guys accused me of twisting his words, because I proved to you I did not. Then you keep twisting my words. All you've done, Devin, by the way, is twist my words multiple times. Things I was saying, changing everything. That's crazy. Like, insane. All you keep doing is switching my words intentionally, which shows dishonesty again, which is what you've had, which you didn't want to concede. Shows dishonest. Like, if I'm proven wrong, okay, I was wrong on that point. I can see that. Basic humility, and then you keep. Doesn't even mean you're wrong in general. It just means that point you were wrong. And wow, Tao, the same guy saying the same stupidity. First of all, that's not accurate. Not to mention, they just found out recently actually that's much lower. It's like, I forget how much lower, 14, 17% lower or something like that. Not to mention, out of it's just, even when they said that, it's just ingenuous, because that makes it seem like it's a lot. But even that, if it was 98%, 99%, that's still thousands of things significantly different, which they won't say. They just make it seem like it's like missing a couple things. I just told you. I just gave you. See what I'm saying, Devin? You don't listen, man. You're the clear evidence of people who are just like, I don't know anything that will make them believe this. I'm saying this is why they kick you. You're not saying you didn't. I just responded to that already. The observation things we're observing in archaeology all around, and we're seeing that these things happen, which shows signs of a giant flood. And you're just like, no, it wasn't. Okay. Oh. No, they don't have answers. But Nick, I put him in the hold earlier, so that's why Devin's so angry. Because I put him in the hold. I refuted him about some stupid thing he was trying to play games with about theory being a guess. Like, it's not facts. It can be a factual thing, but also can be a guess, which a lot of theories are guesses. They're ideas. Like, the theories, I think that this, again, like the world, 4 billion years ago, our Earth must have got created. I don't know how I can test this. I'm just making it up. It's called a fairy tale. The world got created, and then it became hard randomly, and then after that, it became hard next to this, and then it rained on the rock for millions of years, and then the rock turned into soup, and then the soup made life. Well, the soup became life, and it's just like, whoa, here we go, fish, and like, what? That's, and you're somehow saying it's crazy. But like I was saying, yeah, they don't want to acknowledge that. Which I put in the corner earlier, which I was like, okay, so if there's a beginning of the universe, which again, who made the universe? Because again, there's no time, space, or matter, right? How does that work? And he was like, they didn't want to concede. That's the hardest question. Science is trying to figure. And I was like, he's like, well, you ain't the way. He tried to switch to me. I'm like, wait, no, you need to concede a rebuttal first before you switch to me. And he's like, blank, no. And then I was like, okay, so I kicked him. So I'm not going to keep you on it. You're not going to admit when you're wrong. That's crazy. You trying to get in? You trying to get that kid dry? That's I can. Can you see Devin? Okay. I don't know what I'm replying to. You said a theory is an explanation. Kids, what's up, dude? I know. There's so much proof, but they don't want the truth, man. They're doing their little hard, like, nah, man, it's not true. It's not true. Nah. And like I said, and again, they don't even want to admit when they're wrong. So again, there's no debate there. I'm not having an emptyless debate with someone who's admitting they're not going to admit when they're wrong, or they're screwed in a position. If you're not going to concede at any point, there's no point in having a conversation, because that means you're not going to concede even in the debate. No matter how much I prove you wrong, you're not going to. That's pointless. I'm not doing this just for fun, so you can not concede anything and just keep deflecting to different things. And like, what? Like, no, it's pointless. It's crazy. We're talking facts, and again, yeah, like I said, not to mention there's so much, which we don't even have the issue they have, because who created the universe then? God. Well, who created God? No one. Does that only work if there was a created God? Just saying. That question's not valid. But yeah, and again, like I said, which is just, it's insane, man. But no, they got proof of evolution, which I'm still waiting for this proof, by the way. I've been waiting. I'm hearing a bunch of messages. Where's the proof of evolution? Go ahead. Come on now. Come on now. Salam. Hope I'm saying hopefully one of those right. It has to do everything. Your Christianity, right? Your walk with Christ does everything. It affects your whole worldview. Everything you do, say, breathe, and think is reflected by your walk with Christ. So everything. You can't be just a partial, like, I'm going to leave God in the closet. Jesus Christ, I don't want you being involved in my finances or my politics or my job or my money. No, that's not a legit Christian. Jesus said you have to bear your cross daily, follow him, or you're not worthy. You don't deny yourself. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, everything. Like you said, it was Luke 6:46. Why do you call me Lord, Lord, and don't do what I say? Pretty bars, man. Let's see. You're not going to concede. No, what are you talking about? That's not what no, see, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I can't, dude. You're very unintelligent and very dishonest. When you were supposed to concede, wasn't saying the whole thing. It was just that point. Before you switched the point to me. You didn't ask me about 6,000 years old. What? And again, what are you talking about? How can you prove it's 6,000 years old? We talked about the several things. I didn't get a chance to talk about these things because I kicked you and then you stopped talking and you started talking nonsense and I was like, nope. But again, you didn't ask me that. You didn't ask me that question. You're a liar. You did not ask me about the world being 6,000 years old. You asked that later in the chat. But yeah. Let's see. I don't believe in Noah's Ark. I think it was symbolic. There are other flood stories that predate. No, first of all, predate how? One. Two, again, this is my whole point of when people are doing this dating. Oh, this was 5,000 years old. We can't even date things when they're alive, right? And somehow we're like, nah, we could do it when they're dead, though, or when it's way late. We're just like, I'm gonna look at this. I'll make a science where I can just look at this paleontology, where I can just look at this, and I can tell it's this. Yeah, it's this. Not to mention the whole point was this other flood. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When scientists realize, okay, this was other flood, so that doesn't make it. So again, how do you even get into that equation or that conclusion? Excuse me, Dre. There's other stories that talk about flood, and I think they're predated, but we have no proof of this. I'm just saying it. But somehow that's proves that there was a flood, which Devin was denying, by the way. So you just refuted your friend, thank you. Which is why scientists again came to the fact that and all these cultures all acknowledge there's a huge flood. Their things have little different traditions, of course, but they're all the same. There's a huge flood, a worldwide global flood. So that's weird. Probably was local. It was local flood, huh? Local flood that affected like the whole world. Interesting. Okay. And again, there's Christians with different stances isn't saying a single thing, so that meant literally nothing. Yeah. Okay. And Ra would be a resource to demonstrate how evolution works in real science. No, again, you can't. It's not going to happen. They can't. Basis evolution is easy. Humans, the apes share they do not share 90%, 8%. You're not even recent on the information. Not to mention 98% doesn't even show what it's deceivingly showing you, making you think it shows, right? Because even that seems like, oh, there's a lot. We're like right there. No. It's way drastic. I think even like each, I forgot if it was like 98% was still like 10,000 different. It's definitely lower than 80-something 4,000, 84%. So let me see. Let me see if I can find it. They just recently discovered that, like, I think it was a couple years ago, a year or two ago, that again, these theories, these guesses these people make, oh, we must be this. We look like, we must be like 90%. Yeah, definitely. Let me see. Let's see. Yeah, a couple years ago. I'm trying to see which one I used though. Okay, yeah, see, even then, it's billions of difference. Yeah, see, the chimp genome is already. So you're already talking about billions. Even if it was 98% difference.
1 billion. This means that chimps have at least 130 million more base pairs than we have. That makes
130 million base pairs is
genome at least 4.3%
already. They're still keep going. They're going in more, but there's so much differences. So this thing makes it seem like a lot, but it's not.
In fact, this represents ignoring 18% of the chimp genome and 25% of the human genome. That's a lot to ignore. In fact, this represents hundreds of millions in each side of the comparison. Could this tweak in a sentence make very little brings us from similarity is actually only 80.
Yeah, see, and the percentage of nucleotides in the human genome that had 1-to-1 exact matches in the chimpanzee genome was 84%. Yippers.
4%. But this figure didn't include the areas of human using the
And it's
corrected
even missing
84%
some things.
figure, plus the fact that their theory proposed gave him a soul that is a were created in several distinctions of them, compared to just 30 to 1 in chimps.
No,
Actions.
it's talking about all the differences, like significant. How if you look at the data actually, rather than just looking on the surface, which they're trying to promote.
Expect to see it in God's creation.
Biblical creationists, Devin said there's no biblical creationists. What? Yeah. So more than that. Okay, so now So again, you're wrong, Devin. All you've been doing is saying nothing but wrong things the entire time. Okay, so let me see. Well, they do it, man. People do. They do anything. Oh, I just want to do it. You don't have to take the Bible literally to be a Christian, at least in America. Well, so you're not a Christian, right? Thank you for proving that point. People aren't Christian. They're not Christians. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, no, people who promote that aren't Christians either. So that's not. No, it's not. This makes sense. Oh yeah, man, it's crazy. Now you don't believe the Bible, you're not Christian. That's all it is to it, man. And Devin, he said nothing but lies again, which I already took just wrong. You're still going off old information. You're supposed to. It's weird because you say Christians should be. You can't be Christian and smart, but you're the one who's only been talking absolute tomfoolery this whole time. And you still haven't answered my question. Where is the proof of evolution? You said there was proof of evolution. I want it, and I want it now. Come on, man. Where's it at, dude? Go ahead, man. And like I said, you talk about proof of God, which again, how stupid and arrogant can we be? Like, we got to prove God, one. But two, when you get to things, you start invoking questions. You're like, man, creation demands a creator. Let me think. Not in this sense. All of a sudden, there was nothing. Literally nothing. And then all of a sudden, the nothing just exploded. Apparently by energy that wasn't there yet, but somehow it did. And then, boom, everything came. And everything didn't just come. It came mathematically impossible, where not even the slightest thing could be out of order. Even the tiniest, minute detail could not have happened. Could not have been off at all. Otherwise, no possibility of life. The destruction would have happened in the universe. The working perfectly and everything rotating around. It wouldn't have been possible. But somehow we're like, nah. Explosion, which goes against the second law of thermodynamics. Chaos causes destruction, but no order. But yeah, we're like, no, this explosion made perfect order, everything in harmony. It was so harmonious. It was just, oh my goodness. It was just like, and again, everything like perfect, like nothing out of order. Yeah, that blows any kind of thinking that we could out of the water. But nah, man. It was just a big bang. I'm still waiting, Devin. This is what I'm talking about. You talk and you ain't saying anything. Speak, say your piece. Tell me proof of evolution. You made the claim. Prove it. All you've done is say stupidity this entire time. Prove it. That's what I said. Prove it. Very simple. Very simple. You said the claim. Prove it. I want to see it. Come on. Back it up. You made it. That's a huge claim, man. Oh. I'm hoping from Oregon. Hold on, you're hopping from Oregon or origin? You can't spell, man. You gotta work on a fake person. Y'all, I don't know if y'all are younger. I know this newer generations are not the smartest, but you gotta work on that. No, yeah. Well, I mean, that's one thing as well. We know the principle. That's what I'm saying. All the laws that happen, we're like, oh, they all are perfect laws that never ever are outside. But then when it comes to the beginning of the universe, that somehow is just out of nature. Yeah, that didn't apply. Every time else, all else. Yeah, which again, oh wait, let me see. I gave you the first one. I just told you that's wrong. You could look this up right now. It's inaccurate. They just found out it's like 84%, 84 point something. You're wrong, and not to mention that 84, even at 98%, is drastic. It makes it seem like we're really close, but we're talking. I thought it was thousands, it's millions of things, drastically different. It's significantly different. And then you go down to even more to 84%. That doesn't prove anything. What do you mean? Not to mention most basic question. Why did the monkeys stop evolving? Are they retarded ones? Like, we good, we done. Yeah, enough. You guys have enough. We're good. Which, if that was the case, we'd have so many people way back. It's just stupid. Pseudogenes with the chimps. Fossils showing transitional forms between that. Does show me that fossil record refutes your position, destroys your position. All the findings of the fossil record is put at the issue for against atheists and evolutionists, actually, in neo-Darwinism. Actually, the fast transitional things that they're supposed to have this slow, build up, adding on. No, that's not what they found. They found the opposite. So continue. Yeah, you're not. I mean, DNA destroys your position as well. I need some actual things, please, and how it supports your stance. But still, the same point was included in evolution too. I'm waiting for facts. You can tell me, person, if you think you have facts, man, and I'll tell you if it's valid. I mean, I don't know what you're saying all this just to get. I need proof of evolution. Proof. Which again, like I told you, the Royal Society 2016 in London. Look it up. They're like, apparently you guys are way past them because they're the top atheists. Apparently you guys are just like, what? Astrophysicists, physicists. I mean, biologists. But you guys must be the top dogs. So they're like, we're in trouble. Our theory doesn't match anything. It's destroyed. Can we somehow salvage this? Was the whole point. You guys like, nah, man, the evidence points to evolution, man. It doesn't point to creationism because the other side is creationism, intelligent design. It's there. They're like, nah, we don't want that. We want naturalistic. We want materialism. We want this, which again doesn't make any sense because immaterial had to make something material, and then not to mention all the issues of immaterials, right? Metaphysics, which that causes so much issues as well. We get to well, let's see, keep going. Okay, see Tao usually talking stupid. Let's see what he says this time. Evolution's change based on location, evaluation, and closeness to the equator. Which also decides food source. What the heck are you saying? Give me proof of evolution, man. You ain't saying that. What? That's crazy. That's wild. Your friend joined the Freemason. That's no bueno. Dude, person. That's what I'm saying. You're so, dude. I'm being nice. You're unintelligent. Answer my question. Stop playing games. Last chance. Prove to me evolution. I'll tell you if it's valid or not valid. Answer the question. You've been doing this entire time. Like, yo, so dishonest. So just liberals, man. Democrats, man. They just too dishonest, man. Like, yo, this is like the easiest thing in life. Just respond. Tell me how. But say and explain how. Don't just say an empty claim. Explain how. Please do. Please. Would you have people like Michael Phoebe destroying evolution? You have irreducible complexity. Perfect example. Which refutes Darwin. Which Darwin admitted in his Origin of Species book that if that was found, his theory is basically screwed, and it was found because he didn't know about DNA and stuff like that yet, and we found it, which is crazy too because his Origin of Theory, his Origin of Species, doesn't actually tell us the origin of species. He just like avoids all that. Like, not interesting, man. Like how crazy you have a book that you don't even deal with the topic of your book. No, that's okay. Yo, Tao, you as well. You always be talking stupid, man. You come in and say a couple stupid things and leave. Like, it's pointless, man. I'm still waiting. Devin, you haven't said anything. Dre, where you at? Fake person. Come on, man. What we doing? You guys were bold a second ago. Y'all were like, yo, what's up? And you guys aren't saying a single thing. Besides Devin crying, he kicked me. He kicked me, man. I didn't want to admit I was wrong, but he kicked me, man. And then you try to lie and say it's because you asked me a question. No, you didn't ask me a question. You were trying to push it on me about God. After I just proved it, I said, no, prove this wrong. No, Blake, no, you need to tell me this and this. Like, no, yeah. Yeah, that's another reason too. Let's be honest here. Which you keep trying to strong. You've done that multiple times. Multiple times. It's not good. It's very simple. Very simple, guys. I make this baby level for you guys. But you guys can't even tell me what right or wrong is, which is crazy. And all the statements you guys have been saying don't make any sense because there's no right or wrong. Everything's just like some random chemical combustion. There's no such thing as logic or reason. You guys are, for some reason, invoking reason and logic and evidence, which is metaphysical, which is really weird. Everything's material. It's there's so much issues. It goes in so many different directions. It's crazy. How did I get flustered, you moron, when I asked you to refute me to concede first before we go to what you're asking? Which you're trying. I mean, you weren't even asking. You're like, no, you try to push it. You really God. You try to switch it to God. You try to switch it to me after you couldn't answer the question. Which is not me getting. How is that me getting flustered? I'm waiting for you to answer the question. You wouldn't. And you said blank no. So I kicked you. That's me getting flustered? No, again, honesty is before, if you say something to me, before I go back to you, I need to respond to your statement. Then go back to you. Not, no, I'm not going to respond. I'm not going to refute it or concede. I'm just going to respond. That's not honest debating. That's not honest dialogue. That's you being a liar and a dirtbag and trying to switch it. And then again, you keep lying. You keep saying that somehow you asked me a question. I was like, I don't know what to say. You talked about the 6,000 years old. I already said it already off rip. I already acknowledged it. No problem with the 60. Yeah, I still advocate for that. What? How do you get flustered? This is what we talked about from the get. What? So, no one's who's dropping me up? Where? The man just talked about. I know you're not talking about Tao, who just talks stupid. All he does is just troll. But I didn't say anything. People living in different regions shows the world's evolved. I don't even. This beyond retarded. Okay, so yeah, no one said anything. All you said was monkeys again, 98%. I keep telling you it's wrong. You don't even look it up to validate. I just went and validated it myself, and you still didn't do it. And I told you again, validate it's wrong, and you still said it again after. Like, yeah, you don't listen. You're too arrogant. No bueno. Okay. That's not what the case is. You're not saying anything. I'm telling you again, you said fossil record, which fossil records destroy. You don't obviously understand what you're saying. Because again, if your fossil records were supporting evolution, it'd be this slow, slight, build up what they're expecting to add and additions that come in very slowly over long periods of time. What we find is the opposite. Instantaneous, which destroys it. Gunther Beckley, top specialist on the fossil record. I think he found over 160 fossils and had a bunch of them named after him. He was the leader for that. He was a curator from this top museum. Said the same thing. Like I said, all the evidence is destroyed. Again, back to 2016, the Royal Society of London, when the neo-Darwinists got together because their theory is gone. They're like, can we salvage this? Because all the modern evidence is destroying neo-Darwinism. Like I said several times, I'm not just saying to myself, this is why you can't give me any evidence. I've been asking you for evidence. You're saying it's not. What evidence have you gave me? You said several things. You didn't even say how. So I can just name off. The computer, PC fan. There's light outside. There's wind. There's lightning. The wind blows. Cloud rain sometimes. That's not. Tell me how. That doesn't say anything. That's much you didn't say. The things you were saying refute you. So that makes no sense. Let's try again real quick. I asked you the same damn question no. You haven't answered my question. And what are you talking about? What's the same question you talk? You didn't ask me a question. You keep saying evolution. I told you that I asked you the same question. I asked you this question beforehand. You're not answering it. You keep asking me what is evolution like an idiot. Answer the question. I told you I would tell you if it is or not. What's so hard about that? That would still deal with your question. Because if you say it, and if I tell you if it counts or not, then it's dealing with your question. Is it not? I mean, again, does no one think? Does no one have any logicality going on? Reason. Well, I guess then you guys suppose that's supposed to have reason or logic. Not bad, because everything's material. Things immaterial, metaphysics. Okay, yeah. Yeah. What are you talking about? You guys are the one advocating for. If I say Christianity is worship Satan, I'm not saying I worship Satan. You guys said evolution is true, and he said it's proof, and you're backing it up. You've been saying yes, so I'm saying prove it. I'm telling you to prove a claim you made. This I'm saying how stupid you got, dude. I hope you guys are young, and this explains your stupidity. Not people just purposely being really, really. Not every animal is born. There's no shot you just said that. Not every animal's born the same is proof for evolution? What the heck is this guy talking? And you had the audacity to say Christians aren't smart. You can't be a Christian and smart. But you're saying the dumbest response of evolution I've ever heard in my life. How is that evolution? The variation of people or animals? That's crazy. So some people are a little faster, some people a little taller, some people a little fatter. Evolution. What? That's wild. And then someday. Now we get a little bit later when we get some with certain traits. So if you're talking about natural selection, where again you select off of traits that are already there, that's not evolution, buddy. Big dog. Ain't no evolution. So come on. Traits repeat for thousands. Again, how can you even, again, we're talking about the guesses. They repeat for millions of years, something we could not have known. Humans have only been alive. And from our record, you were saying 6,000 years is crazy, but yeah, your record doesn't even go that far. So how long have humans been alive for? So, what's up? So we somehow trace this how long, how far back, when we weren't even existed? So how do we trace this? How do we test this, observe this? So you're saying these theories are just based on facts. Or are these theories based on something? I see this dirt. I see this bone. This bone is decaying. I can see the rate this bone's decaying at right now. So it must have been a constant. It must have been this way for millions of years. I'm going to extrapolate backwards. And therefore, there we go. No, that's what they do. It's stupid. Again, the data system we use in science in general is flawed. Especially the further you go back, the more flawed it becomes. And we can't even date things that are... They've dated seals. I think it was a seal that just died for like 1,300 years old. They dated, I think it was penguins that were alive for 8,000 years. They dated them 8,000 years and they were still alive. Let's go. There's so much of what's carbon dating is a joke. So we everyone knows. St. Helens is a good example as well again. So there's this method we could just tell. No, you can't. It's retarded. It's literally dumb. So stupid. It's insane. Okay, so yeah, again, these from traits, yeah, which again, it's just natural selection. You choose. You know, they're choosing from the gene pool. Again, they're not making new things. You don't see a dog with wings. they're taking from the gene pool, mom and dad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and again, what do you mean? I don't understand I don't know how to read. Oh, use commas, grammar like a big boy. Oh, okay. I skipped actually a bunch of what you were saying because it was really stupid, and I skipped down to the bottom actually. So I didn't read some a little. I said a little faster part, and then I said the bigger. I already said that earlier in the example, etc. The ones with certain. Yeah, see, I skipped down to that part. Like I didn't read all that. I didn't even say etc. So I didn't read which one. But yeah, keep trying. As I'm saying, you're just saying stupid things, throw shots like an idiot. Like yo, but you're not saying a single thing. Like it's my whole point. This is what, like a childish. Again, the fossil records destroy evolution. They're proving all the opposite. Don't believe me? Look it up again. They're proving the opposite. The last 2 years, these scientists are talking. They're destroying evolution. Neo-Darwin, they're destroying. I could play a video for you right now if you want. I'll play a video right now showing it. Where this guy breaks it down. He's like the leader. Again, Gunter, I think Beckley. He's the leader. So not something like smaller. He was like, yo, this makes no sense. It destroys everything, evolution. What you're expecting to find, it destroys it. Yeah. And again, no, you don't. And I just already gave you examples of that, how flawed that stuff is. I can give you actually sources to the flaw. And actually, St. Helens is a perfect example. And they just had a freshly erupted volcano. They tested the rock at 3 different labs. They gave them 3 greatly different numbers, drastically different numbers for the same rock that was less than 10 years old. They gave them thousands and thousands. I think one time it was like 1 million or 2, like for a rock that was less than 10 years. Okay, yeah, so we know they can't. It doesn't make sense. And there's no way to test it or prove it because we weren't there to validate it. So like, oh, it's true. Yeah, again, so it makes no sense. So let's try again. Nobody's destroyed. You're right. Again, so you're going to respond to my response. I told you many times before already. Royal Society 2016, the top evolutionists got together to talk about this. Can they fix? Can they repair? Is it reparable? Their neo-Darwinism. After all the evidence that's been coming at piling up against them. You haven't even responded to that once. It's weird. Yeah, I guess you go with evolution. I forgot. I mean, squids and octopus, they came from Mars. I mean, out of space. That's what evolutionists believe, by the way. Wild. Which again, I remember when I told you, Evan, I can see you were dishonest when I first talked to you. And I told you that it rained on rocks and we came alive. And you're like, so? There's not 1 ounce of truth or intelligence in you if you say so. It's crazy. And I said, what? This idiot, I just told you, Stephen Meyer, top, what is he? Is he a physicist? Or no, is he a biologist? I think he's a top biologist. Michael Phoebe, and I don't think Michael Phoebe, I don't even know if he knows he's a intelligent design. He just had a meeting, a debate, a discussion where he was even saying that, yeah, it destroys Darwin's stance, what he was saying. That would destroy him. I just said it, Michael Phoebe, Stephen Meyer, who else? Ken Ham's pretty good. I wouldn't use William Lane Craig, even though he's opposing to, but he adds something. There was actually with Dr. Ignor, top like astrophysicist, who destroys. He thinks old Earth still, but he destroys evolution. Like evolution is, yeah, there's nothing there. It's so ridiculous. And he talks about all the theories that got destroyed and got refuted. What's up? What else? Well, I gave you several, so that's fine. Yeah. John Lennox talks a lot about it too, and actually destroys. He's destroyed Dawkins multiple times. He's destroyed Lennox. Not Lennox. He's destroyed Atkins. Excuse me. He's destroyed. I think Hutchinson. He's destroyed so many people. He's actually really smart. John Lennox is legit. He's a mathematician. Which again, they already talked about mathematically. The world is I'm wrong. Like, it's not mathematically possible. There's so much like an anti-evolution, like destroying evolution, so much. But apparently, no, evolution. There's nothing for evolution. History is you can't give me anything. You just said fossil records again, showing how much you don't know, because fossil records destroy evolution. They don't support it. But I can pull up a video right now if you want to listen to it real quick. I can pull up a quick one. Yeah. No, again, that which is funny. You know, it's funny because adaptation. Yeah, adaptation isn't what they would say evolution. I mean, they try to use like microevolution. They try to advocate for that because they have no evidence, but they say evolution is supposed to take millions of years. So it wouldn't even make sense to say adaptation because it's supposed to take a long time. That was their excuse why are we not seeing evolution now? Like adaptation, which is not evolution. Evolution is change of species, it's change of kind, and we don't see that ever. Nothing even close to that. What you talk about adaptation is not change of kind, nothing close. Yeah. You just said no, but isn't it funny? I just told you that in the creation, you were saying, "Oh, creation is like it didn't." Yeah, but now they exist now. Wait, what happened? You just said this. I already told you to change it. Well, I guess you probably just said it afterwards. What is up with your name spelling? You just pulling dose. It's meat. It's crazy. Wait. I didn't say he's not an evolutionist, you idiot. Who said he's a top evolutionist? I told you top evolutionists were in the Royal Society of 2016. The meeting they got together. And Steve Meyer, he's been dubbed how many times? Tell me how he's been debunked. You're making this claim. LOL with the little fake LOL people always do. How has he been debunked? Please go on. Please explain. So many times, so more times than you can count. Wow, that's easy. So, please, without further ado, Mr. I have no evidence because I support evolution, which has no evidence at all. Please tell me how he's been debunked. Because it'd be super easy if it's happened so many times. Please feel free. Mr. I have nothing. I'm not very smart. I'm not honest. I'm going to keep typing up things, try to find something. Yeah. Michael Phoebe, he talks, again, how Darwin admitted off jump that he had issues in his theory. He's a super evil, immoral guy, but we'll follow him. No, he's nothing to worry about. Then we get to Mr. Dawkins. Then we get to other people. Yeah, it's jokes. He's like, oh, it has to be a guy. It has to be aliens now. That's believable. There's proof of that too, huh? There's proof of the aliens, guys. We're invoking aliens now, either intentionally or unintentionally. That's how bad evolution is. They're down bad, that bad. We have to go and invoke aliens. Ooh. Either alien came down, they came down like, yo, let's drop a couple, man. Let's put this up. Let's get out of here, yo. I don't know why we're doing this for, but let's go. Or this matter just fell and then life just started. Wow. In other words, it means I'm like a 2-year-old. I hate God. And I'm going to just make up a stupid theory that this explains how life just came out of nowhere, so I don't have to talk about God. Great. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, the missing link was them looking for forever as well. You're not telling me anything. I said, how did he get refuted? Telling me that's what we see in the fossil record, genius. That's not telling me how he got refuted. No, how? Tell me how. You're saying these things. I said, tell me how. You're just trying to type something up real quick and type what it's saying. That's crazy. Tell me how. Very simple. Not hard, man. Using the God of God. No, you're using the God of the gap. It's crazy how evolutionists always accuse that. Christians, but atheists are the ones who do it about everything. I can't explain all this stuff. But yeah, it wasn't God. That's why I don't know, which is funny because Devin said it too. Hey, how did this happen? What created the universe? I don't know, but it wasn't God. Which then therefore contradicts the previous statement, which says, I don't know. So if you're being honest. Yeah, Darwin's been refuted 5 gazillion mazillion times. Hence the reason they had neo-Darwinism, because they need a new form of Darwinism. And then even then they're like more Darwinism. Yeah. No, I don't want your fake prayers, man. Again, so you have nothing. Okay. That's what I thought, coward. That's what I thought, man. See you later. That's what I thought. Stupidity, yo. That's crazy, dude. You're gonna come say I'm waiting for the evidence. Oh, I don't think you can be safe. Like the deflection, the it's crazy, so arrogant, and so he literally comes in saying you can't be a Christian and smart, but is speaking such stupidity. Hasn't said a single thing. Won't acknowledge when he's wrong, which was crazy. He sort of like he was indirectly admitting he's wrong when we were talking. And I'm like, no. And he tried to switch it to me. Well, what about you? And I was like, no, before you go to me, which is fine, you come to me. But I was like, before you do so, you need to concede or either have a rebuttal. He's like, blank no. Which is like, okay, so yeah, I kicked him out. Like, there's no point. If you're not going to be honest, to have a legitimate discussion, no, he needs to go. Bye. Let's see. Darwin's is proven a million times. Learn about DNA destroys Darwinism. Destroys Darwin. Beyond the 3.4 and 3.5 billion letter alphabet. That's perfectly a complex order. The software, when you know the software doesn't go without a programmer. Like, but yeah, that thing that blows out Darwin, which he didn't even know about a lot. Actually, DNA destroys Darwin. Actually, same thing with cells, right? Irreducible complexity destroys Darwinism, which Darwin said if this was true, then his theory was in trouble. And we found out it was true. And again, you didn't even say anything. That's funny. That's your response again? Dude, where are these idiots, yo? Like, how am I getting such stupid, yo? That's crazy. Such stupidity. I don't got time for dumb, yo. Such morons. Like, you can't respond to me? Oh, you don't know how to debate. You're arrogant and painful to watch. I don't know how to debate. Yeah, because you're just refuting my stupidity that I'm saying again like a retard. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. Yippers. Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go. Okay, you said, see, same fake. You doing the same thing. Tell me how, man, or stop talking. Dude. We just talked about this like 10 times. How? This is so simple. A baby could do it. Tell me how. So simple. Stop saying empty claims. I can say I'm a rhinoceros all day. I can say gravity is wrong. This and this and this. Okay, so I need to show you how, though. If I just keep saying it's an empty claim, prove it. And he didn't do any, believe me. Again, I could just, oh yeah, no, he did destroy this. Yeah. No, this is the, like, no. Again, like I said, you don't deal with the Big Bang. No one can. And that's actually a thing that Stephen Hawking had an issue with. He actually invested his whole life dealing with it, right? Because he didn't like the singularity theorem. He had issues with it because it showed how the matter, right, went around space, and like the issue there when it was going into such infinite curvature into a finite it was finite space or time, and I think it was just space, excuse me. And then he was like, well, that caused, again, so that had an issue for him, like, wait a second, that's not something outside of space and time. And obviously the beginning of the universe, the issue, so he dealt his whole life trying to deal with that, and he couldn't, because it's not doable. And again, like I said, you have to deal with something. And it's crazy how atheists try to invoke, like Stephen Hawking tried to. He actually said one of the stupidest, and I said stupidest, he's not even real worried about saying that because that's how stupid it is. Said one of the dumbest statements ever when he said, like, the universe created itself because it had to. Like, 5-year-old probably wouldn't say something that stupid. What? Like, it didn't exist yet, but somehow it created itself when it wasn't existed yet because it had to exist outside of when it existed. Like, that's so self-refuting and ignorant. It's insane. And yeah. Yo, what's up, Bad Wolf? The demon Radic party has basically allowed itself to become purely more. Yeah, exactly. It is. It's very satanic. It's very evil. To be obvious. And no, I mean, I still wouldn't use it. I mean, more than what they're saying now, but no, obviously not. It's still come from God, which is crazy how atheists are so that much against God, where they're invoke aliens. They go that far to invoke aliens, no proof at all. It's something that scientists were against. Like, aliens are usually stupid. I remember actually watching a discussion. This guy was saying that, and then later on, years later, he's actually advocating for it too. Now, like, that's crazy because they're so down bad. They have to cope. But it's crazy. Like, aliens could exist. They had to cause this, biological material to come. But the aliens couldn't have been God. No, it couldn't be God. Something foreign to our world. No. It just had to be some kind of alien, like, ooh, Green Man from Mars, and either it did it intentionally or unintentionally. Some kind of life matter just came and just floated down. And here we go. Now we can explain it because they knew the origin is such a huge issue. You can't even take off. You have no foundation to build anything off of. And like I said, all the issues they have that goes off of that, from the law of biogenesis, second law of thermodynamics, the list goes on. Like there's just so much issues on top of issues. The old Earth, which doesn't make any sense because they found dinosaur bones, T-Rex bones with blood cells. Again, not possible. With collagen, with so many different things, biological material that degrades so quickly. And they're like, no, but somehow it had to exist, not even just a million years, but millions of millions. Like, what are we doing? Yeah, it's insane. And then have the that's there ain't no proof. But then you look in the Bible, and you see things in the Bible, like, nah, that's not good enough. Exactly. Which if Big Bang did exist, because again, I was going with this guy earlier, and he was saying, that evolution was proven, which is crazy. But again, which is not, the theories are all automatically basically facts, which is crazy as well. But no, the theories that could be true, they could not, but most of them are guesses. That's why a lot of science is best guess. Besides like the observational science. But he was like, no, this stuff's all proven like billions of years. And nobody like, how's that proven? What? You can't just look at the universe like, billion years, 4 billion years, or world, and then 20 billion years the universe. I can just tell. Yeah, it must be 20. Yeah, it has to be. It's crazy. But yeah, again, you're evoking something. We have to evoke something extrinsic to the universe, which they can't. And you know what I mean? They're not aliens, they're interdimensional. Well, I mean in general. So like, they're invoking on aliens, just in, like, not when people say they say aliens. Yeah, because I think if people say aliens, I think it's just something to do with drugs, or there's just like a demon that's transforming itself or something of that nature. Well, it's hallucinating, but what they're saying like so their theory literally for evolution now is like the aliens came down to Earth and just like, we're gonna leave some population to evolve, and then we're gonna leave. And then the other theory is that, like I said, some alien material somehow fell down and fell into our Earth atmosphere, and here we come. Like, with no evidence, but no, evolution's proven. But we have all these crazy theories that are just like, just so stupid. And then we're just like, no, I don't like the bot, which doesn't make sense again as well, because if you go with a materialistic viewpoint, naturalistic viewpoint, which you're putting everything's material, well, how does material come from immaterial? Which is an issue. Not to mention, how is immaterial developing? We have immaterial, right? We know our minds are the same as our brain. We have things that are immaterial, like reason, emotions, obviously, logic as well. But then again, evolution holds the standpoint that everything's just chemical combustion, which means logic wouldn't exist, laws wouldn't exist. I mean, there's so much areas we could hit that just destroy evolution, just on a basic level. Morality, obviously, because then there's no morality. So then there's no purpose. The list literally goes on for days, for years, which is why these people are so dishonest who keep coming in here and they're not dealing with anything. They're literally just, someone deal with this. This is answered. They're not going to tell you how because they know they can't. And then they just go around and deflect the whole time and ad homs. But it's insane, saying nothing. That's not, again, that I don't know if you're not very smart. Adaptation is not evolution. I know scientists will be like, oh, that's proof of macroevolution. Yeah, that's what that is. Yeah, because somehow that shows a person is changing of kind. Genius. Do you know what a change of kind? You don't stop saying the same stupidity. Not to mention, natural selection doesn't make new things. It takes what it has. 2 deck of cards. Natural selection takes from what's already there. Like I said, you don't see a dog with wings. You're creating new. No. Like, what are you saying? On natural selection, you're not going to see when you go into an automobile factory, and you're like, it's an automobile factory. You're not going to be like, hey, I'm here to check out the defects, make sure there's no defects in these cars. I'm taking them out as they go transition. I'm never going to go from a car to a plane. It's never going to happen. Never. We're talking about change of kinds. There's no proof. That's real evolution. We're not talking about your stupid trying to cope. Well, there's that, so that might count. That's not change of kinds. What? That's insane. That's literally insane. Like, that's wild. Like, what would be the common ancestor? Oh, the same thing that was before. Okay, like the finch's beak Darwin tries to use. They have a common ancestor. Yeah, they do. Guess what? A bird, genius, which means they didn't evolve. Again, and how do you even evolve from a rock? How does evolution even take place? Now, think about it. It rained on a rock for millions of years, and the rock just was like, here's life. Be free, little ones. You're free now. What? How ridiculous. It's insane. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, exactly. And then the monkeys are just like, yo, we retarded now. We stupid. We don't want to evolve anymore. We retarded. Literally so dumb. Insane. And it's not a clickbait title, it's a fact title. Feel free to intervene, to engage, right? You over here with the LOL. Yo, say something, man. Why is everyone talking so stupid now? Everyone's like, LOL. Yo. But yeah, next to the monkeys just stopped. They were just like, and that's why again, evolutionists put those big dates on it. They put the big dates on it because people are like, wait, why aren't animals evolving anymore? And they were like, because it takes millions of years, something that we know we can't verify or validate to observe. So they just all these great crazy numbers again. That's why you saw the numbers were not matching for a while. They still don't match to this day about so many different things. But yeah, man, you cannot spell at all in this bug. What in the world? How can you even talk about this fake person when you can't even spell, dude? That's crazy. How about you look into the Bible? How about you actually look into Stephen Meyer? Actually, John Lennox's bars again. He refutes. He's debated several of your atheist scientists who go off of not facts. Yeah, good. How can evolution predict a dog won't get wings? That is evolution, change of kinds. What are you saying? That is 1,000% evolution. Again, let's try this again. So I'll give you more. So it rained on a rock for millions of years. Rained on a rock. Our life, if you believe in evolution, we came from a rock. A rock. Which again, it goes against the law of biogenesis, excuse me, where no non-life can come from life. No life can come from non-life, excuse me. It rained on a rock. Then the rock just created a soup, and then eventually the soup turned to this, and then it turned like fish, and the fish switched out to primate, and then the primate eventually came to the person. Like, what the heck are we talking about? Yeah, there's no proof for that's what evolution is. And what games you're trying to play. That's what evolution is. Let's try again. Thank you. Yeah, pretty much. Like, yo, they have no histories. I've been asking him, fake person as well, for proof, and dude hasn't given me a single thing of proof. Single thing. Nothing. Man trying to evoke natural select. Your body, when you're going, you pick from your two natural pools from your parents, gene pools. What's there in box A or box B? Wow. Oh, that must mean evolution? What kind of stupid what? That's crazy. That literally, and that's mentioned. If you think about that, they say a T-Rex evolved into a chicken. How do you go from the alpha, top dog, no predators messing with the T-Rex, to the antithesis? The exact opposite. The weakest animal ever. So weak, you're everyone's food and snack. But also, you can't even eat any of the animal. You have to eat worms. That's all you got. That's evolution? like, wait, what? Run this by me one more time. Like, what do we... It's just stupid. We're just like, Yeah, that must have been connected. We're just literally guessing. That must have been connected to this. Yeah, and then that must have been... That probably came over here and that was... They're like little kids. Yeah, like it's just so dumb. It's insane. Which, when you see everyone behind evolution, atheists, you see very immoral people. I wonder why. Oh, because you don't want to invoke God. Because when God comes in the scene, that means you have more restrictions, and you have accountability, and you have authority, and you can't be evil like you're being. Oh, man, you don't want that. So you want to be like, I want to be my own God and make my own right and wrong, yada, yada, yada. That's not a strawman example. It's facts. What are you saying? I just gave you the basics. I just broke down a summary of what evolution was. How it rained on a rock. I broke... That's what you guys say. What? I'm not strawmanning jack squat. That's literally what you guys say. I don't know if you don't know your stance. That's 1,000% your guys' stance. That's crazy. Wait. All right. Buddha toes. What retarded names are these? Are you saying mutation is evolution? Which, as we know, mutation doesn't advance. It only actually causes issues and challenges. Hopefully you tell me. I'm going to get a drink real quick while I wait. Against the arrogancy of these people. I'm saying that people come in so crazy. They don't do anything. Yeah, that's tough, dude. That's tough. Yo, that's tough. That's insane. How do you do that? That's yo. I'll be right back though. While you try these little stupid things. No, hey, I do on a whiteboard even. Yeah, I'll be right back. Yeah, that's crazy. And if you guys want to get into further challenges, like Buddha toes from retarded name, feel free to let me know. Actually, I'll put the thing in before I go. I gotta take a leak. Crazy. Boom. All right, we back. We back. All right. Where did all the fish lakes come from? Some same fish in all lakes. The lakes. Yeah. So this is so much. It's so stupid, dude. Literally makes no sense. You see people who are like basic level, like it makes no sense. Like remember as a kid, it was like that evolution makes no sense. Like that's just the dumbest thing in life. I already told you. I'm the one who just listed the law of abiogenesis. Excuse me. So I don't know why you're saying it, and no, that is the theory of evolution. You obviously don't know what you're talking about, but I would recommend that you do. Evolution doesn't explain how life came to Earth. That's crazy. That's yo. That's wild. Wait, they have a message. What message? Who said it? Oh, my kick's still showing offline, yo. It might be. Hang on it. Yeah, I think it did. Am I live on Twitch? Dang, you kick my Twitch off too, bro. That's lame. Why does it keep doing that? All right. Let's see. Okay, I said Dawkins supports alien evolution. It said yes. Richard Dawkins has discussed and entertained the idea that if alien life might have been seeded Earth, panspermia or directed panspermia, which I already told you, already explained to you intentionally or unintentionally, not as definitive belief, but as a way to explain the origin of life's complexity if Earth's spontaneous start seems too improbable. Suggesting such higher intelligence would itself need evolutionary explanation. Wait, what kind of explanation? wait, no, I didn't say evolutionary, dude. That's weird. I thought, fitting within natural law. He believes intelligent aliens likely exist due to vast cosmic numbers, but emphasizes that evolution, not divine creation, is a scientific framework for understanding life's rise. Again, so yeah, I just typed this in just now. Whether on Earth or elsewhere, acknowledging the unknown origin of first life, abiogenesis. So yeah, she's dealing with life. What do you know? She deals with But no, I guess he's saying it doesn't. That's weird because this is the evolution has been bogged with the longest. This is what Darwin acknowledged from evolution. I mean, his theory deals with this. Like I said, which is funny because the species of origin of species, he doesn't ever deal with the origin of species, but it's his book. He talks about it. So I mean, this is the prediction. This is the theory. I don't get what we're missing here, buddy. But yeah, they don't answer anything, by the way, Rusty. If you know, this is what they've been doing this for a while now. They just say stupidity and then just repeat it and over and over and over. And that's crazy how you said evolution doesn't explain how life came. When it talks about the Big Bang, which is part of evolution. Evolution. I'll type this in again, showing how this guy's just lying. Evolution explains how life diversified from simple beginnings through processes like abiogenesis and natural selection. So again, it tells us how it's explaining it. Evolution explains through these processes, starting with basic organic molecules forming self-replicating units, then primitive cells. Interesting. But they don't do those things anymore. They just do adaptation. Interesting. That's weird. Really weird. I literally just looked it up again. Just right now, I just said it. Interesting. I literally. This guy, this is what I'm saying. I don't have time for stupid anymore. I can't. I'm losing brain cells. I literally just read both things, refuting what you're saying. And again, anyone could look it up. But your name is fake person, so it's not surprising. Like everyone has such stupid names. Buddha tells, where'd you go, by the way? Why'd you run? Yeah, you said stupidity and ran. What's up, man? Where you at? Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody running. Everybody running. Crazy. That's insane. Been dealing with it way too long. I ain't got time anymore, man. And so Buddha probably left. Can't deal with stupid from fake anymore, which these people's names tell everything. Why have my music still off this whole time, dude? Boss, all right, let's go. What we got, guys? We have some more than stupidity. So we're gonna switch topic, hopefully, and see. Okay, so I think Buddha left. They left. That Dre got left. They came in like swinging, and then just wow, they go. All right. Looks like I think they're done, data. The weak sauce. So, like I said, yeah, we were dealing with all the. I forgot all the different. There's so many contentions and problems with like beyond to mention. And again, no proof, but yet in the textbooks they're constantly saying it's proven. There's so much proof. It's this and this and this. It shows this and nothing. Like I said, I think my passion. Is that right? Yeah. I serve God, man. When you look for truth, dude, if you look for truth, truly you're gonna find it. There's no other way, man. With Christ. Have a good night. Hopefully you won't troll as much. But see Tao. You see Tao. Have a good night, yo. Let's see what we got, guys. Which is funny too, how this conversation always goes into atheism. Well, not always, but a lot of times does, which is crazy. I'm talking about one thing, it's like, okay, let's just switch to atheism because it's obviously true. You can't be this and that. But then you go to atheism and evolution, which is just like, yo. And it's insane how the most arrogant people, like that Devin guy, was so stupid. Like the most arrogant, every time they come in so arrogant, they're off rip, they're just dumb. Have issues, and yeah. Like I said, if I have a debate, I want to be legitimate on either side. you're wrong, you admit you're wrong. That's just basic, man. Like, there's no point in having a debate if you're not looking for truth. You're not gonna admit you're wrong on the point. Like, he wasn't even conceding the whole thing. It's crazy. It's insane, man. But yeah, it's just most people. It's just this hate against God, like Darwin, like Dawkins. They hate God. They hate religion. Where he was asked, is it Piers Morgan, if he hated, I mean, if it's like he was against God, like he's like, well, it's not impossible, and he's like, well, it's not impossible if not tooth fairy. I think he said fairies or leprechauns existed. She's like still deflecting the point, like, so it's not possible. He asked him if it's impossible. It was that simple. He said no. Like, answer the question, but instead he answers with a smug remark. So they could also be fairies. Like, so the answer is yes. So again, it shows disingenuousness. Like, you're not honest. You're trying to deflect. Be legitimate. But he doesn't want that notion to exist, which most of these people don't, as you see. Because if God exists, they're in trouble. They're living wrong. There's accountability. They have to be legitimate. They have ownership. There's wrongdoing for what they're doing. They can't be their own God. They can't do whatever they want. I mean, they can, too, because God gives free will, but they have to acknowledge that, and people don't want that. They want to make themselves God, man. They're belly some God. Do whatever they want, justify whatever they do, have the right thinking that I can just say whatever I want, do whatever I want. You can't tell me otherwise. And God ruins that for them. They hate it. So no to the bueno, man. But yeah. I think anyone seeking truth, you're gonna find it's gonna always go to Christ, God, no matter what area too. Like I said, you're also supporting evolution. Like I said, you do with the mind, the brain, which proof only goes again against the immaterial. The mind's not the brain, quite clearly. You just said so many different issues, and then of course you get to morality. Then there's no justification for any morality. So anything they're saying, any of these claims they were giving, I think some of them were giving claims at the beginning about right and wrong, which you can't do because there's no God, so there's no morality. Which at least Richard Dawkins stays more consistent on that, right? Where he acknowledges there is no good or evil if you succumb to that stance, which most evolutionists won't. Which I should have got them to go to. I should have went there with them, but they were playing too many games anyways. But where you have to come to the point, there's no morality, there's no right or wrong, and then you're in trouble. But we were still trying to deal with them constantly saying nonsense and pushing things as the truth, but they're not. Oh, excuse me. They're even trying to admit truth, but they don't want to. But yeah. I think C.S. Lewis said it. Gates of hell are locked from the inside. Like, you just knock, man. Gotta open it up. I want to lock myself out. It's no to the bueno, man. They don't want it, but they don't get the wish, man. They're not gonna want that after. That is for sure. This is crazy. Yeah, so much, like I said, where you advocate that we came from a rock. That is wild. That is wild. A rock. It's just, that's weird, man. We can take a rock and test it. History's, again, that'll do that. You take a rock and put water on all we want, man. Again, which is, like I said, they have to do that. They have to go to the point and say millions of years that way, because we know if we try to test it otherwise, we would see that quite quickly. It's not true. That's ridiculous. Water on a rock, and boom, here we are, baby. Rock gave us all life. Wow, crazy. And then the other guy saying that, yeah, change of kind, change it was not. It's not evolution. Like, that's crazy. Okay, these guys are rejecting their own theory. What's up there, Dennis? What is up, man? What do you want to add there, Dan? What you got something to say, man? What's your position, dude? Where you at? You agree with the title? You disagree on the topic of what we were just talking about just now? Atheism, Christianity. What's up? Okay, that thing's still there. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Just kick it. So what's up? You agree, Tyler? You disagree with it? What's up? Just listening. What's your stance on either that, the title? Like I said, if you agree, disagree, the atheism versus, like I said, obviously creationism, God, intelligent design. Which, like I said, if you are interested in looking at that, I would definitely go to like John Lennox, Stephen Meyer, Matt Powell. There's a bunch of people, like I said, that show. The evidence is like mind-boggling. Even like the coal, I forget what they're called, the coal slabs that the evolutionists were saying takes millions. I think it's like 100 million years to like form. Like we found them and we seen that on the other sides like trees, which obviously don't last anywhere near them, ridiculously nowhere close. There's so much things showing like that. Yeah, these things are not biblical, not legitimate. People still debating on Darwin. Yeah, I mean it's crazy. They try. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, with these guys recently, it was several of them. But like, I'm like, the Royal Society of London was pretty much saying, can we even fix neo-Darwinism? Like, is it repairable? And so, yeah, I don't know. And a lot of people admitted a lot of things Darwin said was wrong. A lot of Darwinists admit that. That's why I guess came up with neo-Darwinism. They admit there's a lot of issues, even with neo-Darwinism. But now with all the modern findings of science, like true observational science, at least theories, crazy fairy tale guesses, we see that that's what they like that they had the gathering, the meeting, because they're like, can we repair it? And I think it was Eugene Koonin who said that basically it was beyond repair, like neo-Darwinism was dead. It is like, and they need a new theory. That's why you see Dawkins and them as well pushing for like evolution that like invokes aliens, whether intentional or unintentional, which is crazy. No possibility of God, but aliens, yeah, that we can get behind that. It's crazy. Oh, I forgot to ask that question too. That's actually always a good question to ask. But I was looking for something else. I figure out what I was looking for now. Which yeah, I talked about that as well. I forgot. Squids and octopus come from outer space. Like, if you that's what evolution pushed. Like, it's so many crazy things. Like, yo, what? Oh, that's one thing. So some things like, yeah, like Darwin said, no organism wholly soft can be preserved. But again, we know that's not true because we found soft organism preserved in the fossil record. And after looking at genomes of humans and animals, there's several things we see that Darwin was wrong about a bunch. Then we have the course, like I said, with the guys as well. The explosion of nothing caused everything. Yo, there's so much craziness in it. It's like, dude, did a 5-year-old write this? But apparently, it's evidence of it, which there's not. It's crazy. Yeah, the other theory I forgot as well from the rock. The rock, the other one is that lightning hit mud. I forgot about that one. That created life. Okay, there you go. There it is. Yeah, definitely. It's crazy. Yep, so which again, like I said, it's crazy they even went there, which they usually do. Because the topic was obviously see the heading right now, but they didn't want to deal with that. I think they tried a couple of them, but there's nothing there. And they just ran to evolution, which doesn't make any sense because evolution destroys their stance. Well, there you go. That's what I was looking for. Coal seals. There you go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the coal seals are on trees. They're supposed to take millions of years to form the coal seal, but some of them are like 100 foot thick, which wouldn't make them. It wouldn't work. Like, yeah, it's crazy, and they're on trees, which is insane. Yeah, exactly. There's so many of these, so much issues. But not only did we make something out of nothing, which would already been like astronomical in the principle itself, you made everything, the universe, and everything in it. Like, wait, and made it so perfectly, and everything so perfectly fine tuned to the slightest, like tiniest thing. I think it was what someone said, like it was made so perfect that the chances of it being made that perfect was like from you throwing a dart from the moon to the earth and it hitting an atom. From the moon to the earth, throwing a dart and hitting an atom, beyond impossible. Yeah, like mathematically impossible. Yeah, it's again, it's obvious, but people are so hard-hearted, man. They just want to go to anything. Which we kept giving them chances, but they couldn't tell us anything about evolution. It's proven, but they can't tell me how it's proven because they knew it wasn't proven. But yeah, not only can somebody come out of nothing, but I think so perfectly. And then, of course, explosion, which we know causes chaos and destruction. But yeah, somehow they're like, nah. It caused perfection and beautiful and order, and the list goes on. It's crazy. Crazy. Gates no bueno. It's 2:30 already. Man. It closed my stream down. My platform sucks. Keep doing that. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get ready to call it for the night. I appreciate you coming by, Dennis. Pleasure to meet you. And whoever else is there, well, the platforms got shut down. Which is no bueno. But yeah, we guys have a great night. Seek Christ with all your heart, mind, and soul. And hope we can catch you guys next time, God willing. Kingdom Lamb. Tired, man. If you can get some sleep, man. You know what I'm saying? Keep on Jesus, man. And give you rest when you're weary. If you're a Christian, yeah. If you're saying you're a Christian, imagine you're saying you are. Yeah, man. We're weak, we're strong in Christ. Good word. You're welcome. You have a great night. You guys all take care. You can see Christ with all your heart, mind, and soul. Till next time, God bless the righteous. Yes. Peace and grace.